Yep.
Excuse me. All right, let's do it. 30 seconds. I'm itching to go. Ready?
Yep. After rodeo.
Hello again, everyone. Jody Chernesky here, along with Greg Drevany, for the second half of a home-and-home series with in-state rival, the Huntsville Havoc. And for Bulls fans, a different outcome is hoped for than what they found out or what they found last night in Huntsville. The Havoc had their way with the Bulls with an 8-0 wrecking of Birmingham in front of a sellout crowd in Huntsville. The 8 goals were the most goals scored this year in the SPHL so far. And if you Birmingham, you want to flush that immediately. But if you're the Bulls, you flush it, but you don't forget it. It's the largest deficit, or ties the largest deficit ever for the Birmingham Bulls, dating all the way back to the East Coast Hockey League days. Huntsville ended a 5-game winning streak the Bulls were on by scoring every type goal you can except for an empty net goal. The Havoc tallied 3 power play goals, a shorthanded goals, and 4 even strength goals en route to their win. They chased goalie Hayden Stewart from the net and gave new goaltender Taylor Joseph his first action as a Bull in the third period as it started. He did well, stopping 16 of 17 third-period shots. But needless to say, it's a game you hope is just a blip on the radar for Birmingham and one we can get back to the winning ways we have, or had, that is, on home ice tonight. It's simply time to come out tonight and return the favor in front of what will be a sellout crowd at the Pelham Civic Complex. Prior to last night, the Bulls were the hottest team in the league. And for the 5 wins they had during this streak, the Bulls scored 5 or more goals 4 times. And amazingly, defeated last year's champion, the President's Cup winning Evansville Thunderbolts, by a score of 5-1 with only 14 skaters available. This team has shown it is more than capable of putting another winning streak together. And the best way to put last night to bed is to be an oppressive host to our northern neighbors and get the W. How do we get back to those winning ways? Well, Greg, you played this game professionally, and I know you've been on both ends of what happened last night. What can you tell us needs to happen for the Bulls to put that out of their minds, put it to bed, and play the way they had in the previous 5 games leading up to last night?
Jody, I think that you put the game exactly where it fits into what's happened in the last 6 games. And you know what you do? You don't worry about it. You say, guys, we won 5 out of 6. Think about that. We were the hottest team in the league. We come out, you're in front of a hometown crowd. You had your New Year's, you had your fun, now it's time to get back to work. And I think that's all that was. I think there was, a long road trip back from Evansville. I think they were riding the high. But when you talk about what the Bulls have been doing this year, it's been maturing. And I think that the lesson that they learned in Huntsville last night was just another one of those stepping stones towards getting where they want to be come the end of March.
Sports has always been an excellent way to teach lessons of life. From the time I was 4 years old playing baseball, football, what have you, you were taught you're going to get knocked down. The question is, do you stay down not to get hurt any further, or do you get up to fight even harder than you did before? But that's something in today's youth, if you will, and today's younger people, I'm not quite so sure they were trained and taught in the same way you and I were.
Wow.
Tonight, do we see what the Bulls are made of tonight coming back from a loss like that?
Well, Jody, here's what I like about last night's game, is after the scoring was over, then we got down to, all right, now let's start talking about how we're going to end these last 7 or 8 minutes and how's that going to roll into tomorrow night. And I like it because it turned into my style of hockey. It turned into fisticuffs and pushing and shoving and everybody getting tough. And you know what? I think that's how it's going to start off tonight. And that's something we've questioned with the Bulls all year. And tonight is the night that they're going to have to come up, step up to the plate, bring what Huntsville's given them, because we haven't had a problem with Huntsville in our barn all year. Now they have to just come out and stick to the program.
That was even more surprising last night, how it happened, the way it happened. Birmingham had won 2 of 3 versus Huntsville this season thus far, and the only loss we had was in a shootout to Huntsville earlier on in November in this season. It's not that we had Huntsville's numbers. We didn't. We just played well against them. We've always matched up well against Huntsville, but Huntsville seems to be a different hockey team this year than in previous years.
Oh, 100%. When you go down Huntsville's lineup, Jody, I mean, guys we've talked about in the past, you know, Reginato, how he was a couple years ago last year, and then all of a sudden this year, now the guy, he's really got skill, and he's really a difference maker out there. And I mean, that's a testament to how hard he's been working. But nonetheless, it does not help when you have a guy like Kessner who just happens to be from your hometown. And, you know, just to put it in perspective here, you know, he's our Josh Harris here in Birmingham. However, Harry's got a few years on him, but Harry's back in the lineup tonight. And you know what, Jody? He's always good for a point a game. And right now, that's what the Bulls need. They need some smarts. They need some leadership. And who knows? Maybe Harry's that missing trifecta with Glover and Walker.
I think it's safe to say, without a doubt, the one that has the highest hockey IQ tonight on the ice will be Harris. But this is his first game in a uniform tonight. I don't know what kind of shape he's in. I don't expect to see him all that much. And a player like Josh Kessner from Huntsville, like that you'll talk about a little later on as the night progresses, he has a history of being the man, being the one on the ice that is looked to, the one that produces. He also has help this year. You brought up Cole Reginato of Huntsville. This guy was known the past 4 years as a walking suspension or a skating suspension waiting to happen. Great in fisticuffs, not so much in checking. He always seemed to get the dirty end of it, if you will. Suspensions. This year he's decided, oh yeah, I can play hockey too. And he's really, really proven that in a major way.
Jody, and what you call that, that's when the players, they put their dues in, they spend their time and years getting their nose dirty to open up the ice and give themselves an opportunity to get that extra time, that extra half second, in order to make them a point producer instead of a penalty taker.
A raucous atmosphere tonight here at the Pelham Civic Complex. I love this kind of setting. Huntsville bringing a boatload of fans with them. The rest of the building filled up with Birmingham fans. This one's going to be fun from the drop of the puck. And I have a feeling, as you said, we are on a 2-referee system tonight. 2 refs, 2 linesmen. Nothing is going to get missed. At least I hope nothing will be missed. This is going to be a fun and physical night. We'll pause real quick for the singing of our national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, starting lineups first for the visiting Huntsville Havoc. Defensively, they'll go with Don Procopio and Ben Schulteis. Up front, Gio Procopio along with Austin Alger, and Ethan Lindsay. For Birmingham defensively, Jordan Gagnon gets the nod. He'll be teamed up with Cole Youngworth up front. The veteran McGregor Sinclair with Matt Wood. And Birmingham's leading scorer, Kip Ledzianko. And by the way, he leads the team in fights now that Dorsey's gone. Odd. In goal tonight, first for Huntsville, the same goaltender that was in for last night. Brian Wilson comes in with a record of 12-5-3, a goals against of 2.35, and a .922 save percentage for Birmingham. After taking the third period off last night, Hayden Stewart gets the nod again, a record of 3-7-0-3, 3.30 goals against, and a .909 save percentage. It's worthwhile noting that the last two games Brian Wilson has started, he's given up 1 goal in 6 periods. We'll see what happens tonight. We're having a 2-referee system, as I said. That was a late change, maybe had something to do with the way the third period ended last night in Huntsville. But nonetheless, the referees' names that I have are Derek Calise and the linesmen Brett Darzinski and Jeffrey Marcinek. Stuart Steffen is the coach, Tyler Piacentini, his assistant, and Craig Simchuk for the Birmingham Bulls. We're about set to get underway. Here we go, Greg. Should be an interesting first 5 minutes if you ask me. Puck is dropped, lays loose at center ice, controlled by Birmingham. Youngworth off the stick of Sinclair gets down into the Huntsville zone, played by Wilson. Along the near boards, they'll try and get it out. They can't do it. Schulteis picks it up. He got it to Alger. He absorbs the hit, but Alger gets the puck off into center ice. Loose puck there, played by Kip Ledzianko, and he'll put it right back in. Already a player in, Drake Glover on the ice now for Birmingham. The puck gets by him and Alger, goes wide, and Matt Wood has it for Birmingham. He'll put it back in the zone. Just underway here at the Pelham Civic Complex. Birmingham and Huntsville no score as Karan takes it for Birmingham, gets it back to Youngworth. Missed a pass through center ice, right in on Wilson. He'll steer it aside, so no icing, played by Don Procopio. He'll slide it behind his own net. 3-4 checkers in for Birmingham. Procopio gets it up, and here comes Alger through center ice. Have to watch out for him. Oh, it's Reginato, I apologize. There's in front, try to refeed for Reginato. Past him, kept alive by Huntsville behind the net. Reginato, he'll play it to the far boards, played by Birmingham and out. Big check far side by Huntsville. And that was Reginato on the hit. Puck comes back into the Bull zone. Played into the far corner. Huntsville has a line change. Birmingham picks the loose puck up. Zimmer deflects one in. Behind the net is played by Huntsville's Camp. Far boards, here we go with the Havoc. Galloway with the puck. Galloway slides it in front. Scahill knocks it aside, and the puck is loose behind the net and into the corner, played by Birmingham. They'll loft one out to center ice and out. Gets past everyone. Icing will be the call as that puck bounced over Camp's stick, and the faceoff will come back in the Birmingham zone.
Interestingly enough, Jody, you talked about the Havoc and some of their firepower and Reginato and Kester, but did you know that they have 5 of the top 19 scorers in the SPHL? Alger, second with 15 goals, 14 assists. Kestner is 6th with 11 goals, 12 assists. Reginato is 13th. Fries is 18th, and Allen is 10th.
Off the draw, controlled by Huntsville. Camp sends a shot in. It got past Stewart, but he deflected enough of it where it went into the corner. Luckily, it's not a 1-0 lead already. Huntsville keeps the puck alive in the Birmingham zone. In front, there's Fries, a shot save, rebound, score! Less than 3 minutes in, Huntsville takes the lead 1-0 as the Huntsville Havoc, just like last night, put the pressure on. Couple of shots down low. First initial save made by Stewart. He can do nothing about the rebound, and a newly acquired off the waiver wire, Frank Trezera, scores for Huntsville, giving the Havoc a 1-0 lead. Trezera's 3rd of the year.
Trezera off the waiver wire. There was Fries down there in front of the net. Jody doing what Fries does, sucking all the traffic in, got the shot off. Hayden Stewart made the first save, and then it's just like there's so much intensity, and Huntsville is so aggressive in their push to the net, and that just left him. Trezera all alone. He banged home the rebound. 1-0 Havoc.
Sinclair tossed off the draw after the goal. We'll get the assist in a moment as soon as they're announced. But Huntsville takes an early 1-0 lead over Birmingham here at the Pelham Civic Complex. Puck sent around near side, along the half wall, played, but not kept in by Huntsville. Schulteis has it. Deflected into the Bulls zone by Galloway. Is picked up by Youngworth. Now Gagnon slides it around the near side. Olenek had it, lost it, plays it back. Gagnon has it. He'll bank one off the boards, back into the Huntsville zone. It'll be played there by Don Procopio. Absorbs the hit. Schulteis picks the loose puck up, taken away by Glover. Glover in front looking for Harris, and that went through the crease. Harris couldn't get the stick on the puck. We'll talk about Harris in a moment. He's a late addition to the Bulls lineup tonight. Caron has it in his own zone, far half wall. Played through center ice. Bulls can't control. Look out, here comes Alger. Breaking in, save made. That one actually whistled wide. And it's Huntsville's uniforms are very hard to read. That actually wasn't Alger, that was Ethan Lindsay. We'll talk about Huntsville's uniforms in a second. Not their uniforms, mostly their names and the number. That puck bounces off of Ledzianko's stick, and it's played by Kessner. Has it puck taken away by Birmingham. They can't control it as Reginato has it along the near half wall, and he'll play it behind his own net. 1-0 Huntsville. Out of the reach of Kessner, Caron has the puck for Birmingham. Delayed offside coming up. Birmingham vacates the zone. Huntsville has the puck. That's McCabe. Banks one off the wall into center ice. Played by the Bulls. They'll send it in high and wide of Brian Wilson. They'll vacate the puck into the zone through center ice. Walker touches up and the whistle blows.
Too many men on the ice, Jody. I think that's
I
what
believe
he's
that's
calling.
on Birmingham, too many men on the ice, and that happened last night, Greg, a couple of times, and could have been called more than that, as Zimmer will go on to the penalty box. Huntsville goes on the power play. Coming into tonight, Huntsville's power play ranks second in the league. 26% success rate. Birmingham's penalty kill is 7th. 77% of the time they killed the penalty, but this is not what the Bulls needed. Down 1-0.
Well, and you're looking out there, Jody. Keep your eyes on number 18, Alger, out there. This is a guy, 15 goals on 58 shots. That's about 28% shooting percentage, Jody. That's pretty crazy.
Off the draw, loose into the corner, played by Doug Scott around the boards for Glover. He can't get it out. Pitching in defensively, Huntsville keeps it alive. Kessner with the puck. Plays it far side. Ethan Lindsay's stick blows up. He'll have to come get a new one. Huntsville has possession of the puck still in the Bull zone. They'll play it around the perimeter, waiting for the stick to come back on the ice with Alger, and they'll deflect one into the netting out of play. And with 1:39 remaining on the too many men on the ice penalty to Birmingham. 15:57 to go first period. Huntsville up 1-0.
Well, that's what I like, Jody, on this penalty kill for the Bulls. They're being aggressive up top, and you saw Glover coming out to the point and then pushing out to the far side. And Sinclair getting that stick in the shooting lane, very important for the Bulls here.
Now off the draw, Kennedy loses it. Huntsville has it. Near side played by Kessner. Down low. Return up through the point. Weaver Vitale to Kessner now down low. Procopio's there. Look for in front. That puck is knocked away by the Bulls and sent the length of the ice. Matt Allen had a chance at it for Huntsville, but couldn't control it, and Birmingham clears. Quickly, Huntsville now through center ice. Weaver Vitale. He'll circle it back and drop it for Procopio, who leaves it for Kessner. Return to Procopio. Matt Allen trying to get it back to Procopio. He does. Now it's sent behind the net. Skating around the near wall is Kessner. Josh Kessner. In front, looking for Allen. He whiffed on the one-timer. Alger keeps it alive for Huntsville. Into the far corner. Behind the net, Huntsville. In front, Allen. Again, they're trying to set up Allen. That's the third time. Right in the slaughter in the goal mouth. He missed on that one as well, but still maintains possession. Huntsville. Weaver Vitale. Says it up far side. Lindsay, a shot. Save made by Stewart. Puck comes into the near corner. Allen knocked down on the play by Gagnon. Puck comes right out in front. Kessner is there. Puck still loose. Huntsville has it. There's a shot by Weaver Vitale out of play, and a little stick work there. Gagnon and Matt Allen going at it. Allen may be a little frustrated that he's had 3 quality scoring opportunities there, Greg, and really couldn't get a stick on the puck at all. And Gagnon was the nearest one to him.
Well, Gagnon does lead the Bulls in penalty minutes, Jody, and there's an opportunity right there one of their small goal scorers just slashed you across the hands and you're just going to skate away from it.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Back in the 90s, Jody would have been all over that.
Hockey's changed. I agree with you.
They'd both be sitting in the box right now, 5 minutes apiece.
Yeah. Now, Gagnon does lead the Bulls in penalty minutes, Greg, but it's kind of misleading.
Oh, yeah?
16. He's had 16 minor penalties called, so 32 of his minutes have come for minor aggressions, not the fisticuff type.
Well, that's one of the things, Jody. The Bulls have an important 18 seconds here to kill, and then they got to get back to work. And you know what? It came out. Everybody was fast-paced. They were being really aggressive on their forecheck, and that's one thing where you saw with that second wave of penalty killers for the Bulls, they were just a little more complacent up top, and they let Huntsville set up and make plays, and you saw how accurate they were with their passing, trying to get it to Allen in the slot.
They work it down low and try to find Allen there in the slot and right in the mouth, and it worked, but Allen just couldn't convert. Face off to the right of Hayden Stewart. Cole Reginato for Huntsville, and I believe that's Walker for Birmingham. Reginato wins. McCabe has it. Far side. Down low. Reginato, one-timer, glove save made by Stewart, and that's a nice one. And Greg, that's a big save if you ask me for Stewart after last night's debacle where he just wasn't himself and giving up an early one today. That's a quick glove save. Maybe that does something for his confidence moving forward.
Absolutely, Jody. But you see what the Bulls did there is they took away that east and west stuff. They all collapsed down and gave Reginato the shot from the top of the circle. Hayden Stewart's going to stop that if he can see it.
Connor Fry's on the draw with Glover. Huntsville controls. McCabe has it just inside the blue line. Sets it up far side, down low, in front. There's a centering pass. Birmingham has killed the penalty and are back at full strength. Huntsville loses possession. Glover has it. Gets it ahead to Zimmer just out of the box. Zimmer takes the shot. Midsection save made by Wilson. And he'll squeeze it and have a face-off to his right.
Good burst by Zimmer there, Jody. That's what it's going to take tonight. You're going to have some explosive plays. You're going to have some stretch passes going. And they did it there. Zimmer got in. He got a good shot off. Wilson was up to the task, made the save.
8-1 shots on goal right now in favor of Huntsville. And Greg, I have a prediction. I'm going to leave the press box before the night's over and have a word or two with some of these fans that are going over the line a little bit. And you see
here
what I'm talking about. Now, here we go, Glover. And I bet you that's Fry's. It is. Just inside the Huntsville blue line. They'll grab each other. Right hand by Fry's, another right, another. Now a right by Glover. Fry's goes down, he gets back up. Glover delivers a big right overcut. They'll grab each other as they're both winded. And Glover and Fry's both pat each other on the back. Glover trying to get the crowd involved. He's going to the locker room. I don't know why immediately other than maybe he's cut. But with 14:08 to go in the first period, we've had a goal and now a fight. And I have a feeling that won't be the last of the night.
Absolutely not, Jody. That's what we've been waiting for. And there it is, Drake Glover stepping up to the plate. And you know Fry's, he's one, he likes the down and dirty too, along with Reginato and Lindsay. They got a few of them down there. So, good to see. I don't like the trade-off though.
No, I was going to say the same
Glover
thing.
Has had multiple points.
He's had 7 goals since he came back, 9 points overall. That's the guy I want on the ice, not in a penalty box.
Right.
But now he's in the locker room. So it may be a while before Drake Glover comes back to the ice.
Well, one of those things where point-wise, Jody, if Glover's grabbing somebody of equal caliber, you want him to grab Kessler or Alger.
Either way, he's gone for a few minutes. They are scraping up the ice, so somebody or both sprung a leak on that play, and they'll try and clean it up. 14:08 to go, first period. Huntsville leading by a score of 1-0, out-shooting Birmingham by a margin of 8-1. So it's really the same old, if you ask me, for Birmingham's goaltending all year long. Birmingham has been outshot and outshot wildly. The actual stats may show Birmingham giving up more goals than anybody in the league, but there's a reason for that. Most of these shots, too, that Birmingham is facing, they're pretty much point-blank shots from within 5 feet of the goaltender.
Right.
There's not much more you can expect than how their goaltending has responded in Birmingham with both Jacob Musatelli and Hayden Stewart as of late.
Right, big difference, Jody, when you come into a situation, you're getting 15 shots from the perimeter.
Yeah.
Right, as opposed to shots that are dumped in on net or they're thrown out to the bumper guy and they come in and they get 1 or 2, 3, 4 whacks at a puck. That's a tough night.
5-on-5 will be skating, so I'm sure coincidental fighting majors hasn't been announced yet, but either way, I'm pretty sure that's what it'll be. Birmingham out with leading rookie scorer in the SPHL, Sean Kennedy, along with C.J. Walker. Back on defense, Sadovsky, along with Karan. And I can't see who that is on the right wing. I think it's Harris on the right wing. We'll see. Face-off in the Huntsville zone to the right of Brian Wilson. Matt Allen loses the draw. Sadovsky gets it back at the point for Karan. Down low, back behind the net, played by Kennedy out in front. Puck still loose, played by Matt Allen. He'll skate away. He has the puck knocked a little away from him by Harris. Now big check
hit
along the far wall by Birmingham's Karan. Puck now at center ice off the skate of Kennedy. He's taken down by Procopio, and there'll be a penalty on Huntsville as Don Procopio, no argument. Takes him down on the trip, and Birmingham will go on its first power play of the night. Birmingham on the power play. Overall in the league, third, 26% success ratio, 22 power play goals. But, Greg, as last night, they gave up a shorthanded goal. They've given up 3 shorthanded goals on the season. Huntsville's penalty kill dead in the middle of the league. Number 5 in penalty kill. 83% of the time they kill penalties.
Well, it'll be interesting to see here, Jody, especially keep your eyes on 11, Sean Kennedy out there. He's having a phenomenal rookie season.
By the way, I missed the stat. 4 shorthanded goals, they lead the league. Huntsville does. 4 shorthanded goals, and we're just now starting the new year. Face off to the left of Brian Wilson. McGregor Sinclair, that patented down on the knee, wins the draw back to Scott. Down low, Bulls have it. In front, one-timer goes wide. Off the stick of Kennedy. Birmingham Sinclair has it. Crazy pass far side for Kip Ledzianko, and he'll play it down low for Kennedy. He loses the puck, and Huntsville will skate away with the puck. They don't clear, they skate. Austin Alger brings it into the Bull zone, tries to get away from Scott. He can't do it, goes down, no call. Birmingham Scott takes the puck away, and Birmingham skates through center ice. Into the Huntsville zone, C.J. Walker cuts behind the net, looks for a place to go, has Ledzianko in the slot, but he drops it back to Scott. Down low, Sinclair tried to set it up far side. He gets away from everyone. Now Matt Clark, in front, a shot save made by Stewart. Rebound, almost another shorthanded goal, goes wide. Played behind the net, Birmingham has it. They'll skate away. That's very close to another shorthanded goal, Greg.
Well, you can see there, Jody, you're exactly right. When Huntsville, they're very aggressive on the PK, and once they get that puck, they don't dump it. They're gone with the wind.
Off the draw, coming back into the Bull zone. That'll be offside as the call as Zimmer was in ahead of the play. So with 52 seconds remaining on the power play for Birmingham, faceoff will come just outside that Huntsville blue line. Huntsville very aggressive on the PK, Greg, and to be honest with you, I understand why. That's 4 shorthanded goals they have on the season, and that's for a reason.
Well, and you've got to identify that, Jody. If you're the Bulls, and you've got to be intense on the power play.
Cahill off the draw, sets it up far side. Zimmer has a chance coming in through the slot. Backhander, save made, and he made it look routine. Brian Wilson when Zimmer walked in all alone. Reginato has it, and he'll just send it around the boards back into the Bull zone. We may have to come back to that later on, Greg. That was a chance, a prime opportunity for Birmingham to even this game. Played by Birmingham. That's Scahill with it. Down low, back to Scahill. Wood has it. Gives it up to Kent, back to Wood. He'll try and walk in front. Puck bounces, deflected right in on Wilson. And he saw it, and he put that big mid on it and covers it up with 16 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham. 12 minutes to go here in the first period. Huntsville up 1-0.
Great job by the Bulls down there by Wood, Jody, getting it pushed in and getting it into the paint. But I want to see more intensity. I want to see more of a push, kind of like the tush push in football. Right there, when Wilson's going down trying to cover that, I want to see the Huntsville's D being pushed back by the Birmingham forward.
I apologize for some of the missing of the name for Huntsville, but you have to, if you're not watching, they have black jerseys with a strange red color nameplate and numbers. It's very hard to differentiate who has the puck. We'll try, or at least I will. Youngworth now with it. We're down to the last 10 seconds of power play time. Gagnon in front. That's knocked down before it even got to Wilson. Gagnon has it. That'll do it for the power play. Huntsville back at full and even strength. Played by Gagnon just inside the blue line. Procopio back on the ice for Huntsville. There's a shot taken against the far wall on the perimeter just outside that face-off circle, and Brian Wilson easily sees it, squeezes it, and we'll have a face-off now in the Huntsville zone. They're back at full strength.
Good look there by the Bulls, Jody. Pushing that puck wide on the perimeter with the shot. Traffic in front. There were two guys. Wilson did a good job looking around the screen and pulled it down.
Now Glover back on the ice. He'll head to the penalty box. Grabs a new twig. 11:35 to go. 5-on-5 hockey. Face-off in the Huntsville zone. Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham. And I believe that's Galloway for that was Procopio for Huntsville. Loses the draw. Birmingham Wood couldn't keep it in, and it comes back to center ice. Youngworth curls around. Back into the Huntsville zone, the puck goes. Played by Camp. Wood tried to poke the puck away from him and couldn't do it. Alger set it up far side for Weaver Vitale, and Huntsville had it through center ice. Birmingham, Youngworth couldn't separate the puck from Gio Procopio. It's loose, played by Wood, and Matt sends one down the length of the ice. The arm is up, and icing is called on Birmingham.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that, Jody, because you know what? Huntsville's game is disruption and transition. And you can see that play right there. I would rather have it high off the glass, slow the game down, because Huntsville wants to play the run and gun. They want to get everybody running around.
They're very good at it, too.
And then, and they attack with speed. So how do you do that? You play the opposite. You still have to play hard between the whistles, but slow this game down, reduce the running around.
Face off in the Bulls zone. Galloway along with Kennedy. Galloway wins it, takes a shot, they score on the rebound. That's just wanting the puck more, that's just fighting for it harder. He not only loses the face-off, gets it back, takes the shot, the rebound comes right back, and right in the spot, Huntsville's Novotny scores, and Birmingham finds himself in a hole now, Greg, down 2-0, much like last night.
Well, and that's going to be one for the review there, Jody, because when you have a defensive zone face-off like that, your wingers, you're set up. One winger goes to the point, the other D picks up the close winger, and I don't know how he got all alone there, but
it was.
Wow.
Novotny scores his third of the year. We still don't have assists on the first Huntsville goal. Greg will try and find that for us, and we'll listen out for assists on the second, but we're not even halfway through the first period, and it's a 2-0 Huntsville lead.
There's the first one there.
The first goal by Frank Trezera, his third of the year. Fries and Weaver Vitale, with the assist. As we get set for the face-off outside the Bulls' blue line, we'll get the assist on the second goal in a moment. Huntsville with the puck through center ice, played off the stick, picked up though by Huntsville, played it in the zone where it's played Stewart around the far side. Caron misses the hit or absorbs the hit, costs the puck up though. Trezera has it and he'll dump it back for his own defense. Back into the Bull zone. Hayden Stewart plays it, and you can definitely tell some size there as Caron costs the puck up. There's a drop back pass. Kessner, he wasn't expecting it or it just missed his stick, or it's 3-0 if he gets it. Now Harris takes a stick to the face, penalty coming up on Huntsville as it's touched up. Harris playing in his first game of the year for Birmingham, a former SPHL Player of the Year.
Yep, thank the Lord he had a mouth guard in, Jody, because that's the first thing I was wondering. Harris coming back. But you saw it there that he did. I saw the blue mouth guard come out of his mouth, and that was good because, hey, I can handle getting a few zippers, but you don't want anybody to lose
But you're right,
teeth.
the mouthpiece saved him there.
Yeah.
This is a power play that's beyond important to me. You're down 2-0. Huntsville has been all over you for 4 periods straight now, counting back to last night. Now you're on the power play. Their best player, if you ask me, Kessner in the penalty box. You need a goal here in the worst of ways for Birmingham. Zimmer on the draw for Birmingham. He's out with Kent and Wood, Scahill, and Gronick out to man the power play at the point. Kind of an odd combination. We'll see if it works. Off the draw, puck is loose in that face-off circle. Huntsville will just take it and lift it down the ice. Right in on Stewart. He'll stop it and give it to Scahill.
Well, Gronick is one of your best, probably natural shooters out there, Jody.
Birmingham brings the puck in. 4 right there, brings it at the same time. Kent centers it up for Zimmer outside for Scahill. Back to Zimmer to Gronick. He'll drop it back at the point, near side Timmy Kent. Kent takes the shot. That one whistles high and wide of everyone. The puck hit the referee and actually helped Birmingham to keep it alive. Now back at the point, they tried to set it up for Cahill, knocked away by Reginato. Look out, he's got it in the Bull zone. He gets away from Scahill. Couldn't get the shot off though in the puck. Simmers out to center ice. Birmingham 3-on-2. Wood has it. Drops it back at the point, Gronick. Rister goes wide. Rebound comes all the way back at the point, played by Scott. Doug Scott gives it to Wood. A minute to go on the power play for Birmingham. One-timer from Scott. That one goes wide of the net, and Huntsville clears it back into the Bull zone. Quickly, Doug Scott whistles one right back in. Penalty power play unit changes for the Bulls. McCabe has it for Huntsville, and he'll bank it off the boards. And with 40 seconds to go on this power play, Birmingham will set it up in their own zone.
And that's one of those things, Jody. You got to be careful when you run a forward on D like that with Gronick, especially with the speed that Huntsville brings on the kill.
Through center ice, Birmingham Sinclair with it. Drops it back for Walker, CJ. Lincoln Ernie on him. CJ maintains possession. Gets it back to Sinclair, past Doug Scott. Procopio all over him. Scott has it. Just inside that blue line. There's a pass from Kip Ledzianko for Walker. Didn't connect. And with only 5 seconds to go, last rush for Birmingham on the power play. There's a shot taken, blocker save, rebound lay loose, picked up by Huntsville. And look out, just out of the penalty box, Kestner with the puck into the Bulls zone. Can't poke it away from him, he drops it. Back for Galloway. Galloway with a shot knocked down in front. It never made it through, and Kennedy has the loose puck for Birmingham. A very dangerous pass, come on. Right in front of his own netminder, and Scott kicks it to the corner. Tied up there, they'll try and kick it loose. Galloway and Trezera for Huntsville. And I believe that's Scott for Birmingham. Kennedy as well, loose puck now played. Far side, tried to give it to Kip. He didn't handle it. Huntsville keeps it in. All the way around to the near half wall, lifted by Scott down the ice. And this will be an icing as it's touched up by Schulteis. With 7:22 to go here in the first period, as we have our second media timeout of the game. Huntsville up 2-0, out shooting Birmingham 10-7. And quite honestly, Greg, it feels like it's a lot more than 10-7.
Yeah, it's one of those things, Jody, where the opportunities have definitely been there. A lot of them did come on the power play, but that is one thing you do not want to do if you're the Bulls. You do not want to give Huntsville odd man advantages. And going back to Woods icing in the previous outing down there, he took it, threw it high off the glass. Got him out of trouble. They had it reset down here, but down there you saw what happened. A little dump D-to-D pass in front of the net. It ends up in the corner. All kinds of trouble down there, and you're lucky you didn't come away taking a penalty after Huntsville came out of that scrum in the corner with the puck, and then they finally do dump it down. Just dump it down the first time.
All right, Birmingham takes a deep breath right here. What do you do the last half of this period, Greg? The last thing you wanted to do was give up a couple of them, quick ones, and that's exactly what happened. So now what?
Well, you gotta keep doing what you're doing. They've had success getting the puck down low, but they have to maintain that intensity and how hard they're skating when they get down in front of the net below the hash marks to the posts. They have to have a little bit more of a presence. Zimmer's a big body down there, but you got to have a little eye of the tiger if that's the spot you're going to be in, Jody. You got to get in there, get your stick up.
Use that weight and that size to your advantage. It's just not there to say, hey, that's a big hockey player. You got to assert yourself. Face off to the left of Stewart. Bulls control. Doug Scott banks one off the boards, and that one goes into the Bulls bench off Gagnon. So we'll have another face-off. Birmingham, in the worst of ways, Greg, needs something positive to happen in the meaning of scoring a goal. I mean, That's 10 straight goals for Huntsville in the last 4 periods.
Well, it is, Jody, but you can also see just the composure that Huntsville, they're moving quick, but they're also shifty in what they do with little drop passes and things like that, misdirection.
Youngworth hit on the play after gaining possession of the puck, and down on the play goes Youngworth. This will be another penalty on Huntsville. This one going, and I believe that'll be on Novotny as he do thus far.
Well, this will be something. Maybe they'll get Glover out of the box, Jody, and he'll be out here on one of these power plays here.
Well, this is the point that we're trying to make. I mean, as I look across the way, Glover's out of the box. You have his use on the PP here. The last thing I would want to do right now, needing a goal in the worst way, is look across the way and see one of your leading scorers sitting there watching. Zimmer on the draw for Birmingham. Loose puck picked up by Scahill. He'll whip one around the boards. It comes right out in front. A weird hop off the glass. Played by the Bulls. Scahill now with it. Slides it over for Kent. Timmy Kent with the puck. Near face-off circle. Down low to Harris. Or Wood, that is. Far side. Scahill. One-timer knocked down in front by Huntsville's Procopio. He didn't mean to, but it hit him. Bulls keep the puck alive. Scahill with it. Plays it down low for Wood. Gets past him. Played now by Birmingham's Timmy Kent. Back for Wood. Along the near wall, puck being outside that scoring zone in the perimeter. Huntsville's very happy to have that happen. Timmy Kent with the puck. Centers it back through the slot. Scahill far side. Kennedy with a shot blocked by the defensive Huntsville, but they can't clear. Lincoln Ernie blocked it, and he has possession. Now played by the Bulls. Zimmer for Kennedy. We're down to a minute to go now in the power play as it's taken away by the Havoc. And they'll clear the ice as Procopio sets it up now for Stewart. Doug Scott walks out in front of his own net. Scott with it, far side for Glover. Camp on him. Glover tries to get it in deep. Scott and Glover forechecking. Camp knocks him off the puck. Played by Walker in the corner. Down low, Glover backs out in front, hit by 2 players. Puck is loose, sent wide of the net. Laid right there in front of Wilson, but Birmingham couldn't convert. Slides around far boards. Kip Ledzianko has it for Walker. Walker on the power play. Down low, it's played. Back up front, Scott. He takes a shot, knocked down again by the Huntsville defense. Look out. Kessner had a chance at a breakaway, and right then, Hayden Stewart just decides to cover it up since there was no one in there close to him except for Josh Kessner. So he did the only thing he could do. We'll have a defensive zone face-off on the power play with 10 seconds of power play time remaining.
Well, and he has to, Joe. He doesn't have an option. But if you look at, and I wish we had the ability sitting up here, maybe from the face-off dot to the goal line, all from the post in.
Off the draw, Sadowski slides it behind the net to his defensive partner, Karan. Power play is over. Birmingham brings the puck in and slid deep behind the net by Timmy Kent, played by Wilson himself. He's got a lot of confidence playing the puck with so many players around him, but it works. Back into the Birmingham zone. Played by Gio Procopio behind the net. Sadowski's there for Birmingham. Gives it far side for Timmy Kent, who just clears it back into center ice. Glover now out on the ice for Birmingham. A lot of ice time for Drake Glover. As the puck gets past everyone into the Bull zone, Karan plays it for Sadowski, absorbs the hit, loses possession of the puck. Now behind the net, loose, picked up by Karan. Kent chips at it, can't get it out. Kept alive by Weaver Vitale. Now Lindsay plays it around near side. Connor Fry's back for Lindsay. Karan on him. Now 2 Bulls go in. Gronick tries to take it away as well. It's loose. Birmingham at least clears it back into neutral ice. Back into the Birmingham zone. Puck brought in. Tried to set it up for Fries in front. Trezera picks the loose puck up. Slides it behind the net. Weird hop off the boards right into the slot. Luckily for Birmingham, a Bull was there, and they'll clear back to the defender to keep possession. Kessner set it up near side now. Pass intercepted by Kip Ledzianko. Nice head-manning pass out to Wood. Sinclair with him. In front, Wood couldn't even get the shot off. Now behind the net, Galloway knocks it off. I believe he's going to get a penalty for delay of game. In the meantime, a headlock is put on to McGregor Sinclair by, I believe that's Trezera, it is. They'll get up, skate away from each other, but if I'm not mistaken, Greg, the shot never got off, believe it or not, with a 2-on-0 breakaway.
I saw that.
But the puck, or the net was knocked off his moorings, and immediately the referee, Derek Khalil's arm went in the air, so you would assume, as they show the replay, that 2 minutes for a delay of game would be called, but I don't know. Maybe his arm went up to stop play. I'm not sure.
Well, you would think, Jody, being that he wasn't in the play and he started the dive up top, that was just a secondary, very smart play, but depending on the situation, if they get the shot off and it turns in, but being the fact that no shot got off and it sat there at the top of the paint, it was very obvious when he came sliding in.
How do you go on a 2-on-0 break, Greg? How do you do that and not even get a shot off? Are you thinking too much? Sort of like what we do when it's a shootout time? That's what it looked like to me just then, like we were on a shootout. Sorry, but that's just my opinion.
Well, one of those things where he was all alone and Sinclair did such a great job busting in to create the 2-on-0. I think it kind of caught Wood off guard and he just didn't know what to do with it.
Well, Wilson did. And netminder for Huntsville, as I said, to start this period, he's 1 goal in 2 complete games and a period. So that's 7 periods of hockey with only giving up 1 goal. That'll do wonders for your goals against and save percentage, no?
Oh, yeah, but it also helps when you have the D that are keeping the guys away from you, you know what I mean? And letting you do your job. There's nothing worse than what you don't see. Huntsville's very good at identifying their man-on-man defense, and they're intense, and they're not staying a stick length away from their guy. They're like right on top of them. That's important.
On the draw, puck loose in that far face-off circle controlled by Huntsville. Now they'll send it behind the net where it's contested by the Bulls. Big hit behind the net. Birmingham keeps it alive for the moment. There's a centering pass right through everyone. Played along the near wall. Wood couldn't keep it alive, and it's lifted to center ice. Now it's loose. Wood took it away from Ledzianko, tried to get it into that far corner. He couldn't. Jackson Camp picks it up for Huntsville. He'll slide it near far side. Now Kessner brings it into the Bull zone. Poked away from him. Whistle blows. Offside is the call on Huntsville with 3:05 to go here in the first period of play. Huntsville on top of the homestanding Bulls, 2-0.
Like Kessler right there, Jody, just with the speed, sheer speed coming through the neutral zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's hard to find at this level, and it's easy to see looking at his resume. We'll talk about that here in a minute.
Yeah, he's got quite the resume. As I was doing some research, I knew somewhat of it, but when you sit down and really read and start writing it down, it makes a huge difference. Puck loose in the Huntsville zone, played by the Havoc. Through center ice, deflected into the Bull zone deep, where it's picked up there by Glover. Quick pass near side for Kennedy. Ahead to Walker. CJ gets around one, can't get around both. A nice backhander, but an easy save for Brian Wilson as he saw it the whole way. He knocked it down with that right arm and covered it up with the mitt. 2:35 to go. First period, 2-0 Huntsville.
Well, and what you just saw right there defensively, Jody, is exactly what I was talking about before, where the 1D pushes them wide, the second D comes in and takes away the cut in front of Wilson, so there is no net front play. That's the only play C.J. Walker has, is that outside backhander.
Damon Zimmer on the draw for Birmingham. Loose puck, no one really controls. Chipped away, and Huntsville clears. Lindsay with the puck. Stick save made by Stewart, and it goes into the netting out of play. Now Lindsay, along with Caron, a little pushing and shoving. Lindsay almost, it is Caron. They're still having a discussion. I believe Lindsay would love to go at it with Caron, but big size difference there and style of play difference. Caron will skate away.
Yeah, Caron, I think he needs to skate away from that one, Jody, just, being real now. Somebody else like Scahill, maybe,
Well, you got to.
Might be a good.
Well, I won't say what I want to say, but you're right. You're right. You got to pick your spot. There. Off the draw, Birmingham has possession of the puck. That's Kyron Gronick. Soft backhander into the near corner, played by Huntsville. Lincoln Ernie, far side. Return pass back. Huntsville will chip it into the Bulls zone. That was Alger ahead for Lindsey. Youngworth has it now for Birmingham. Big hit there. He moves aside from it and clears the puck out for Gronick for Zimmer. Zimmer close to being offside. There's a pass in front. Gronick tried a little pass too late for Zimmer, who's get taken down, and another whistle. Zimmer's still down on the ice. I believe they'll get Huntsville for a hook.
He's not getting out. No, he's going to call Zimmer for goaltender interference.
Well, I was going to ask, could it possibly be on Zimmer? All I saw was Zimmer's body flying through the air, but the Huntsville box is open. Zimmer skates over to the penalty box. So you're right.
Yep.
Zimmer goes into the box. Huntsville will go on the power play for the second time tonight. They're 0 for 1. A minute 53 to go here in the first period. Huntsville's power play gets another shot at it. They are the second best team on the power play in the league. And as far as shorthanded goals go, they've only given up 1 this season.
Oh, Jody, it's one of those things that, you know, for everybody in Huntsville who's tuned in watching that, I'm telling you, if there's a guy on the Bulls team that had no intentions of doing that, it's Zimmer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, Reginato does that on Stewart. Everybody's going to be up in arms saying, oh, that was intentional, that was blah, blah, blah. Not Zimmer.
Off the draw, Allen had it underneath of him. Birmingham finds a way to get it out, and Kepledzianko has it. Weaver Vitale on him. There's a pass ahead for Sinclair, just out of his reach. Huntsville down through center ice with the puck. Weaver Vitale, far side, Kessner. Youngworth had him tied up. He'll drop it back. Near side, Kessner gets possession. Down low, a centering pass for Allen, taken away by the Bulls. And they'll smack one off the boards back into the Huntsville zone. Weaver Vitale with the puck for Huntsville. Skates away, nobody really pressuring him. He drops it back for Kessner. Stick handles his way through center ice. Puck was passed, at least the attempt to. Taken away by Birmingham and back in the Huntsville zone. Weaver Vitale has it. A minute to go here in the first period of play. Huntsville up 2-0 on the homestanding Bulls. Josh Kessner now through center ice. Had his stick lifted, couldn't get it past Wood, but Reginato picked that loose puck up. Offside was the call, though, on Huntsville, and we'll have a face-off just outside the Bulls' blue line.
Yeah, on that one there, Jody, you can see that on the rush before, when Kessler came up through the neutral zone, you know what? That's why it's so important for the Bulls to close their gap on him, because you don't want to give him time and space, because he's not Superman unless you leave him alone by himself. Then he can do some things that'll...
Off the draw, Huntsville has it. McCabe puts a good one into the Bulls zone. Galloway behind the net. Huntsville will try and maintain it. They do. Far side, Kessner. Behind the net, Fries has it for Reginato. Centering pass in front.
Wow.
Save made by Stewart. It got past him too. Just trickled wide of that near side post. 25 seconds to go here in the first period. Huntsville could have easily been up 3-0. Near side, McCabe has it. Cross ice pass, Lindsey trying to get it down low. It deflected away. Huntsville has possession. Back to McCabe. Lindsey. Far side, shot deflected in front, away from Stewart. We're down to 5 seconds of time. There's a shot from the point. Glove save made by Stewart, and he'll hold on. Now Gagnon gives a shove as the player was coming through the crease. He's a little bit too close to Stewart in his opinion. So he made sure he got away from him, and that was Fries. He just shoved him a little further away from Stewart, if you will.
Well, one of those things, Jody, where you can see the Bulls right now, the difference in the style. Huntsville's PK, they swarm.
Yeah.
They send
it's like 5-on-5 hockey when they're on PK.
Everybody to that quadrant where the puck is. Where the Bulls, they have 2 guys over here, 2 guys out here. It's just a different style.
Off the draw, Connor Fries for Huntsville. Puck lie loose. Birmingham gets to it first, and Sadowski just pops it down into the Huntsville zone, and that's going to do it for the first 20 minutes of play. Huntsville, as in last night, immediately jumps out to a 2-0 lead early in the first period, and they'll go into the locker room with that 2-0 lead as Birmingham still searching for a goal and somehow try and solve the Brian Wilson riddle. Now coming off the ice, nobody has anything crazy to do, so that's good. I was beginning to wonder Well, what happened, the way the building's set up here in Birmingham, the teams basically cross each other. Birmingham going to the corner locker room.
Right.
The locker room for Huntsville right underneath us where we're sitting behind the bench. But whoever's left on the ice has to cross paths with the Bulls. But nothing happened, so that's good. At the end of one, though, what did not happen that was good is Birmingham found a way again to trail 2-0.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where it's easy to say, how do you solve Wilson? That's only half the battle. The other half of the battle is how do you penetrate the D to solve Wilson? You know what I mean? It's one and the same. I mean, the way they function down there, they do a really good job keeping the Bulls out of that crease area, letting him see shots. You know, they're giving him clear advantages, and they say, hey, here's what we're going to do. Your job is to stop these style of shots. Cover up the rebounds, that's it. And, you know, for the Bulls, they're going to have to find a way to first penetrate the D to get a stick free in front of Wilson in order to make a play on a rebound or something like that, because right now he's just got all day to cover the puck.
Huntsville is giving Birmingham all the play it wants to on the perimeter. They're challenging Birmingham to make a play, and so far it hasn't worked out. It looks like that for Birmingham, at least for the time being, we're going to need some sort of a greasy type situation, a greasy goal, a garbage goal, if you will, where they send the puck in low from on that perimeter and it somehow deflects off somebody in. Maybe that's how you get to Wilson, is just look for something that, you know, is not a one-on-one opportunity. But if you're Birmingham, is he beginning to get in your head somewhat?
Well, a little bit, yeah, especially after coming off that hot streak, Jody, where you didn't have a problem finding the net. But in my opinion, you also didn't come across a team, and, you know, Huntsville's playing a very different game than the team I saw earlier in the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Now they're moving together. Everybody's moving and shifting as a unit, and they're not really giving a lot of gaps and a lot of broken areas in order to get into and penetrate. So you just got to keep plugging away and keep working.
We mentioned, or at least I did early on, about how life is somehow mirrored by sports. And life can knock you down hard millions of times throughout your entire life. And sports, the same thing can happen. Birmingham got knocked down last night and kicked upon and walked over and stepped on as well. Do you think the response from Birmingham in this first period showed how you and I were taught to be? You get up when you're knocked down and fight harder than when you got knocked down before? Or do you still think Birmingham needs to fight a little bit harder physically?
Jody, I think that what you're going to see, you saw it a little bit in the first period for anybody who was really, really watching close. But in the next two periods, you're going to see certain guys on Birmingham, they've shown up and they're out there. They're not afraid to take a hit to make a play. You know what I mean? And it's those little things. Huntsville's not coming off the wall. When the D hard rim it around, they're going to stay there. They're going to step up, and they're going to take getting hit on a D, pressuring them down low to be able to clear the zone. Where in Birmingham's case, they've got some guys who are on the wall. They're jumping off the boards because they hear footsteps coming in from the blue line, and they're swatting at the puck, and it's clearing one guy, but Huntsville's got another guy behind, the pressure guy, who's keeping the puck in the zone, and that's creating all kinds of problems for Birmingham when they can't get the puck out of their zone.
One thing I've noticed from the last time we played Huntsville is their defense is either A, much stronger, tougher, and playing a much better systematic way, or Birmingham's gotten a little softer on that side of the ice. Your opinion?
Well, I just think that you're giving away, you know, usually Birmingham's claim to fame, Jody, is speed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for once, what I didn't see out of Huntsville before, Huntsville is matching that speed, but now they're also impacting that with a little bit of size as well.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think that's where there's a little bit of discrepancy here. But nonetheless, the only way you can compete with size is you got to bring more speed. So the bottom line, Birmingham's got to find another gear if they want to turn this one around.
You know, maybe I'm off with saying this, but if you can remember about a month ago, Fayetteville came into this town, and you and I both were absolutely shocked at what we saw. 25 shots on goal they had in the first period and just controlled every aspect of this game. it looks to me like Huntsville's kind of taking a page out of that systematic playbook and put it to their own style, and has taken it to Birmingham in much the same manner.
Well, they are, but it's really Birmingham holds their own fate in their hands right now, Jody, because when they're aggressive, right, and they're standing up, it's kind of like the bully in the sandlot. You know what I mean? If you shy away from them, you're going to continue to get bullied.
You're feeding the beast when you do that.
But that's it. I'm not saying that that's totally happening out here, but shift in and shift out. You know what I mean? You can't play tough and hard and intense one shift, and then because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, Huntsville's going to find a way to put the puck in the net.
Okay. That'll do it for the first 20 minutes of play. We'll take a little break, let you listen to a little bit of music here, and when we come back, Greg will get you caught up with what's happened around the league tonight, and we'll give you further information as a few Bulls have made their way out of town to play in the coast or are still injured. We'll at least update you on where we stand with those guys. Score at the end of one period of play, Huntsville 2, Birmingham nothing. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny, and this is Birmingham Bulls hockey.
country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. 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 No, this ain't no rodeo. Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Lineup is set and the Ross house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley.
Thank you, Charlie and Caden. Let us know the second period is coming. Brought to you by Rodney's Marine.
Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. You were down, by the way. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good gods win.
All right, Bulls fans and Havoc fans for that matter. Welcome to Flow Sports. I'm Greg Dreveny, and this is your first period intermission update. And another action, I guess first off, we'll go through the standings of where the Bulls sit. Havoc, they're in first place, 27 games played with 36 points, followed by Peoria, 26. Roanoke in fourth with 27 games played, 33 points. And then it starts to get interesting from 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back.
Well,
Sorry about that.
That's all right. From 5 to 10 is where things get interesting, starting with Evansville at 27 points, and with Macon tonight edging out Fayetteville 3-2 in a shootout. That puts Macon, who's sitting in 10th spot with 24 games played, so they've got a couple of games at hand on most teams above them, but that puts them up to 22 points. The Bulls, sitting with 26 games played, are at 23 points in ninth. Fayetteville, 26 games, 27 now. 27 games played. The point that they just got will move them to 24. And Knoxville at 26 and Quad City at 26 as well.
So basically they're ahead of Birmingham now by a point. What about the scores though? Quad City and Evansville, have anything on that?
Yes, so Quad City and Evansville. Evansville is up currently 1-0 over Quad City with 14:28 to go in the second period. Pensacola up 2-0 on Roanoke. 14:30 to go in the second period there. And Peoria is up 1-0 over Knoxville at the end of the first period.
Well, if nothing else, Birmingham and really everyone, especially me, quit worrying about the scoreboard so much and worry about what's at hand. We've got a game here that we've got to figure out how to get some points out of. I hope in that locker room that's what the conversation was about, Greg, but 7 seconds remain on the penalty to Damon Zimmer of Birmingham, which means 7 seconds left in the power play for Huntsville. Unless something else is called. Huntsville out shooting Birmingham in the first 13-9, which seems, like I said before, it seems like it's a lot more than 13 shots on goal they had, but.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where, you know what, this initial 7 seconds doesn't scare me. It's that time when Zimmer comes out of the box until everything gets reset and they get back to the 5-on-5 group that they want to get out there. That's always that time.
Huntsville is 8-0 with one shootout loss when leading after one period of play. Birmingham has killed the penalty and they're back at full and even strength. Youngworth with a puck. Off the stick of Sinclair, deflects into the Huntsville zone. Behind the net, sent far side. Procopio goes down along with Wood. Sent back near side where it's played by Schulteis. Banks one off the boards. Connects there with Alger, who dumps it in deep. Stewart will play it himself. It gets past everyone, Wood included, all the way back into the Huntsville zone. Birmingham catches up with it first. Lincoln Ernie ties up his man. Loose puck picked up by Huntsville, and they'll skate away. Far side pass, nice play by Birmingham to deflect it away. Huntsville gets it right back though as Gio Procopio puts it into the far corner. Sadowski gave the puck away to Reginato. Knocked away from him by Glover, and Kennedy brings it into the Huntsville zone. There's a centering pass, one too many. Tried to set it up for Glover, who put it to Walker, and it passed everyone back into the Bull zone. Sadowski has it. Taken away from him. Now it's loose at the bottom of the faceoff circle. Centering pass. Birmingham finds a way to get it out and gets it through center ice where Jackson Camp has it for Huntsville. Just underway, second period. 2-0 the score. Huntsville on top of Birmingham. Galloway cross ice pass. Nice wrister there by Camp. And Stewart saw it and let it hit his midsection and just gobbled up that loose puck if there was going to be one. So we'll have a face-off to his left.
Well, and that's what I've noticed in the difference, Jody, with Huntsville. When they're breaking out of their zone, they don't try and do anything. They just keep it in the strong lane, and they just push it straight up the wall. But this winger comes down to the red line. It's called posting up at center ice, and then he just chips and pops the puck over to the far side once they clear their zone.
Off the draw, loose puck picked up by Timmy Kent, who'll circle behind his own net and skate away. Kent, he's watched by Galloway, so he'll have to drop it back for Scahill. Gets it head to Zimmer, who tips it into the Huntsville zone. Wilson had a little trouble with it, plays it along the near half wall. It's loose there. Tapped away from Timmy Kent by Huntsville, and they'll clear out into the Bull zone. Trezera goes in after it. Stewart catches up with it first, sends it to the far side and out. Zimmer has it. He puts it in on his laid off side. Puck loose, played by Wilson, who did not cover up. He played the puck, and away comes Huntsville. Very aggressive style of play for Huntsville. Behind the net, Matt Wood had it, lost it. Sinclair picks the loose puck up for Birmingham, gets away from Galloway, but can't get it in deep. Youngworth has it, has to wait for Sinclair to get back onside. He plays it around the boards. Woods come in to forecheck. Takes it away from Schulteis. Centers it back for Youngworth. There's a wrister, deflects wide. Puck lay along the half wall, picked up by Procopio. He gets it ahead for Lindsay, and Ethan through center ice, played by Huntsville's Procopio. They'll bring it into the Bull zone. There's a shot blocked by Gagnon off the stick of Alger. Played back behind the goal line. Circling away with the puck is Kessner. Nice pass. Centers one out in front. There's a shot taken by Alger. Save made by Stewart. What a play by Josh Kessner. Alger picks the loose puck up. He'll circle into the slot. Takes the shot. Stewart got a piece of it, and it goes wide, and Gagnon lifts one to center ice. Knocked down by Sinclair with a high stick, but Huntsville plays it, so it negates that. Right back in the Bull zone. Huntsville sends it. Gagnon will catch up with it first. Whips one around the boards out of the reach of Matt Wood, and this one will come down, and icing is called on the Bulls. Nice pass by Kessner.
Oh, yeah, well, you can see how quick they are through that neutral zone, Jody, and then they dish it off, and the thing about it is when they dish it, those guys are coming with speed, and that opens up more lanes, especially when you get in down low, because you have to move towards the speed, and then they kick it back the other way, and then they get those clear open shots in on Hayden Stewart. He's made two big ones so far in the second.
Off the draw, Weaver Vitale sends one around the net. Gagnon tips it far boards. Kept alive by Huntsville. Kessner tried a centering pass that's deflected away, and C.J. Walker sends one out barely. Glover will pick up the loose puck up for Birmingham. Slides it over for Youngworth. Plays it in front of the Bulls net, deflected by Kennedy. And they better be careful. That was, again, Greg, very close to too many men on the ice for Birmingham. They sent the puck right in front of the Bulls net while players were jumping over the boards, and that's when it happens.
Well, and you can also see, Jody, that Huntsville's doing a really good job in the neutral zone, keeping one of their forwards on the Birmingham forward in the neutral zone, setting up to get those plays. That's why so many of these pucks are going through for icing.
Off the draw, Huntsville has it. Camp plays it on the far wall, deflected in front by Novotny, goes wide, picked up by the Bulls. Kennedy, he gets it out to center ice. Walker was floating there, couldn't catch up with the puck. Fries takes it away. He has it taken away from him. Kennedy drops it. Walker with a shot, deflected by Novotny, high and wide. Played along the boards, and Huntsville skate away through center ice. Novotny got past Karan, who had a really good chance to line him up and just plant him into the boards, but he didn't. Sadovsky gets it up near side Karan. Off the skate of Kennedy, who loses the puck. Still loose, picked up by Zimmer. Zimmer takes a shot about a foot wide of that far post. Played by Huntsville around. Birmingham's Kent can't get the puck. Zimmer checks up Procopio, loose puck. Picked up by the Havoc, and they'll skate away near side. Novotny puts one in deep. He'll come off for a change. Sadovsky and Procopio go in after the puck deep. Tipped near side by Birmingham. Along the near wall, Timmy Kent has it taken away by Alger. Loose in the slot. Alger has it, tried to set it up for Lindsay. Deflected away by Birmingham, and the puck is loose along the near wall. Huntsville really putting the pressure on now deep. They're coming right in front. Alger with a shot.
Wow.
Somehow missed the net, goes high of that post. Or the crossbar, that is. Played back behind the net. Sadovsky picks it up for Birmingham. Banks one off the glass, takes a hit. Huntsville keeps it alive. Now a whistle blows, and I don't know if they'll get a hand pass or what, but there is a whistle. And now Harris, along with Jackson Camp, having a few words. Greg, Huntsville is just relentless at this point of this game.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody. They're going to make you pay every time you don't pay the price to get the puck out of your zone. And there it was again. It's Kent down there, pulls up at the top of the circles, didn't want to pay the price to make the play, and then it ends up getting turned over, and they walk right in on Hayden Stewart all alone, and we can't have that.
Now, when you say pay the price, explain to people, especially that aren't watching, what you mean.
Right, so when the puck comes around the wall, the winger comes in the wall to get the puck off the boards, right? You can either keep your nose down on your stick and get the puck and push it out of the zone, or you
knowing there's a hit coming.
knowing there's a hit coming, or you could pull up and try and whack at the puck with one hand and hope it clears the zone, but
To avoid the check.
to avoid the
Okay.
check. But those soft plays, Jody, Huntsville's
There's that
all
word
over it.
again, soft. And,
Right.
There's a slight difference, just the smallest thing, and going into the corner and coming out with the puck, or going into the corner trying to get the puck and then pulling up because a collision's coming. I'm not saying that's happening here with the Bulls, but wow, Huntsville is not doing that. I'll put it that way. They lead in this hockey game 2-0 with 14:28 to go here in the second. Birmingham off the draw. Sends one out to center ice, back into the Huntsville zone. Matt Wood goes in after it. Camp beats him to the puck. He'll leave it there for Weaver Vitale. He loses the puck to Sinclair. Chipped ahead for Kip Ledzianko with a shot. Save made by Wilson, and that puck goes into the netting behind the play, or behind the net. Face-off will be back in the Huntsville zone.
And Jody, back when I played in the 90s, there was an assistant coach for the Bulls. You know him well. His name's Mike Zaruna. And he told me when he was coming up through junior hockey and everything like that, he said, games are won and lost right there within 8 feet of the blue line. And he said he made his career of being that guy on the winger on the wall that could always get the puck out of the zone. And that's what it takes.
But you got to pay that price
You
in
do.
order to have it. You know you're going to take punishment. It's not fun to get hit, don't get me
No.
wrong. No, if I could avoid it, I would too. But in this game, that's not what you do if you want to be successful. Now that puck is sent all the way down. There'll be icing is called on Huntsville. Birmingham just feels like we just need something good to happen. We need to break the ice, so to speak, no pun intended, on Wilson. And from there, you never know what can happen. I've always said 2-goal leads in hockey are the worst lead you could have.
Well,
One goal either way is going to sway the way the game goes.
Wilson, in watching the game, Jody, get the puck deep on him, let him come out and play, because he does not handle the puck overly well.
Off the draw, Sinclair gets it back to Scahill. Blocker save made by Wilson, and a loose puck picked up far side by the Havoc. Weaver Vitale now. Lost one into center ice, connects with Allen. Scahill on him, puck sent back into center ice where Jackson Kemp skates back into his own zone, waiting for some reinforcements. Weaver Vitale with the puck. Curls away from Wood. In front of their own netminder ahead. Off the stick of Galloway, back deep into the Bull zone. Kennedy will pick it up there for Birmingham. Galloway on him, so he'll drop it off for Doug Scott. Scott looking for an outlet. Connor Fry's on top of Hayden Stewart. Almost knocked it down. The puck gets into center ice where Glover backhands one in. Schulteis plays it along the boards. Loose puck picked up by Walker. He had a chance in front. Couldn't get the shot off. He was tied up nicely by Huntsville. And the loose puck comes along the near wall. Walker fighting hard for the puck. Possession of it. He'll at least kick it free near side. Youngworth keeps it in for Birmingham at the blue line. There's a shot knocked down in front. And Huntsville skates away. Look out. Here comes Trezera. He got past Gagnon. Save made.
Jeepers.
Rebound in front. Galloway's shot goes just off the net. There's another one from the point. Deflects wide. Huntsville like a shooting gallery right now, but Birmingham manages to get the puck out. Back comes Huntsville into the Bull zone. Alger has it through the slot. Takes a shot blocker. Save made by Stewart. Rebound picked up by Gio Procopio. Had it taken away from him by Gagnon. Now Timmy Kent slides one past everyone off the body, that is, of Lincoln Ernie. Now Huntsville has it now, and they'll skate back into the Bull zone. Dumps it into the near corner. There's a shot taken, a nice one by Gio Procopio. Save made. Back to the point. Jackson Kemp with a shot knocked down by Zimmer. Loose puck along the far half wall, cleared by the Bulls. Now it's loose at center ice. Kessner has it, hit by Sadowski, so he'll back it out. Try it again. Josh Kessner gets away from Gronick, brings it all the way in, near face-off circle, cuts to the slot. There's a shot save made by Stewart. Birmingham has the rebound. Then Scott, or Caron that is, couldn't get it out. Kessner down low with the puck. Looks for a place to go with it. Nice backhander pass. I don't even think Reginato expected it. but it was there if he would have been, and Kent now has it at center ice. They'll circle back and try and regroup here. Sadovsky off of Wood. It deflects into the Huntsville zone deep, played along the near side by Wilson. Near corner, puck squirts free. Cahill keeps it alive. There's a shot blocker save made by Wilson. Wood has the puck in the corner for Birmingham. Behind the net for Kip Ledvianko. Far wall now. He'll chase it down. There's a shot from just inside the blue line. Never made it through. And Huntsville clears just outside the Bulls' blue line. Comes right back in, though, where it's played by Camp. Drops it off for Weaver Vitale, and Huntsville comes away. Backhands a pass cross ice, connecting as well. Now it's loose at center ice. Picked up by Galloway. Stick handles away from two Bulls players, still holding on to the puck. Galloway slides it back off the stick and over Procopio. Connor Fries on the spot, puts it back into the Bulls zone. Now Scahill gets it ahead to Walker. Two men back, now three. Walker nowhere to go with the puck. Harris will have it for Birmingham in the corner. He's tied up on the play. Picked up by the Bulls, that's Walker. They slide it across for Gagnon with a shot gloved by Wilson, and he'll hang on to it with Harris right in front of him. And Greg, this is, as Birmingham waits for this faceoff, you can see the look on their face. They're just kind of looking at each other saying, what do we do?
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where you have to look around, you have to look down the bench, you have to find the guys that identify, like Walker and Glover. Like, they're out there giving it everything they have, every shift, battling. Yep. They lose a puck, they're on a puck. You know what I mean?
Huntsville controls the faceoff. Under 10 minutes to go, we're halfway through this hockey game. Huntsville up 2-0. 9:50 to go here in the second. Huntsville with the puck in their own zone. They'll slowly walk it away. Skate through center ice. Novotny ahead, they score. Pass right over it, deflected to Galloway off the stick of Novotny, and cruising in front of the play was Connor Fries, and he easily deflected behind Hayden Stewart, and Huntsville is now on top 3-0.
So that one, Jody, started off as Huntsville came across. It was a 3-on-2. And as the forwards pass the puck wide to the wall and they go for that net drive, the D have to tie those guys up. And that's exactly what they didn't do on Fries. They let them through. And once again, there they are with that separation one-on-one with Hayden Stewart. And don't get me wrong, it's a heck of a tip.
There's nothing Hayden Stewart could do about that.
That's what I mean.
That puck was deflected behind him. He came out to play it perfectly, but nobody was there on Fries to tie him up, and he easily deflected it in as we take our media timeout. Second of the period, Huntsville now leading 3-0 over the Birmingham Bulls.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, you gotta keep going, you know? It's tough, but in all the shots that the Bulls are getting here, and right now I've got it, I guess if you count that last one that went in, I've got it 10-3 right now in the second period. You know what I mean? Hayden Stewart has made 3 or 4 big saves already for the Bulls, and that's something. They've got to cut down on that traffic 10 minutes in, so you're sitting on a 20-shot period right now.
It's not disheartening to see. Huntsville is a great hockey team.
Oh, that's
what is a little frustrating to me, though, Greg, is we just don't seem to have an answer. Offensively, especially. Defensively, I'm sorry, Hayden Stewart's done all he could do. There's nothing more than Hayden Stewart. It could have easily been 6-0 right now.
right.
If it wasn't for Stewart. But nonetheless, it is what it is. We're down 3-0. It's not an insurmountable lead, but the way Huntsville's playing, it sure is a difficult hill to climb.
Right. And that's the thing. You have to hope for a let-up in order to get over the mountain. You know what I mean?
That goal by Fries, the third one for Huntsville. That's Fries' 9th of the year. We'll get the assist in a moment as it's back to play. Birmingham has the puck. Kent deflects it ahead, trying to connect with Gronick off the mark. And Lincoln Ernie has it. He'll give it up. Near side, right in front of the crease. Look out, Huntsville had a chance, or Birmingham had a chance to take that puck away, but nice stick work by Huntsville. They'll maintain possession and clear it down the ice. Perron right out in front of netminder Stewart. Slides it over for Gronick. Gronick with Kent with him. He'll slide it to Timmy. Off the stick of Karan goes to Zimmer. Save made. Rebound was right there. It really went off the body and stick of Josh Kessner. And if Brian Wilson wasn't attentive on that play, that's a goal for Birmingham, but he stops it and covers it.
Well, and that just attests to when your foot's on the gas, Jody, you get a break like that. And, you know, like, that's one that if you're the Bulls and that's in our zone right now, you know what? It bounces off and, you know, it ends up in our net.
That was Connor Fry's ninth goal of the year. He adds an assist to the night, and Novotny's got a goal and an assist as well. 2 assists for Connor Galloway, and off we go. Huntsville up 3-0. Off the draw, loose puck picked up by the Havoc. Along the far wall, hit delivered by Sinclair, and the loose puck picked up by the Bull Scott, and he'll put it right back in. Bouncing to Wilson, and he'll just cover it up with Matt Wood on top of him.
And you can see both Huntsville's defenders there, Jody, as that puck came in on Wilson. They were already set up, and if Wilson pumps it out to one guy, the other D is already in the opposite corner for support, so it's just a quick push to the D, push back, room behind the net, and away they go, and they're breaking out north.
Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham, deep in the Huntsville zone, gets it back for Scahill. Scahill sends a shot in, knocked down by Huntsville, and the puck escapes to center ice. Right back in, Kepledzianko. We really haven't called his name a lot, Greg. Huntsville's done a very good job, very effective, neutralizing Kepledzianko, the leading scorer of the Bulls. Puck loose in the Birmingham end of the ice. Sinclair, along with Allen, knocks it down, gets it over for Doug Scott. Banks went off the boards into center ice where it's loose. Sinclair trying to throw his body around. Loose puck picked up by Allen. He sends a shot, takes a hit from Scahill, goes wide. Played by Reginato. He gets past Scott on a nice move, centers one for Kessner. He'll curl around the far half wall. Birmingham sends it away, and Kepledzianko just sends it deep without an icing into the Huntsville zone. Played there by Schulteis. Wilson watches him. Schulteis sends it near side, and Huntsville will clear back into center ice. Comes right back in. Played far side. Schulteis has it. Banks one just past Novotny. Birmingham has possession. That's Youngworth. Tipped in there by Walker. Just inside the blue line and easily sent right back out. Youngworth over for Karan. Takes the hit by Novotny. Now it's loose. Connor Fries plays it and out. Kennedy inside the zone. Birmingham can't send it in. It's tied up along that far wall at the blue line. Still tied up. Fries comes out with the puck for Huntsville, and he'll just lift one into the far corner. Youngworth, along with Galloway, go in. Both players go down. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls, and instead of skating, they just lift it out into center ice. Gagnon intercepts that pass from Schulteis, sends it into the near corner. Ernie there for Huntsville. Around the boards, gets past everyone. Zimmer catches up with it for Birmingham around the near side. Karan try and keep it alive with Gronick. They do. Karan has the puck, gets past him though, and back into the Birmingham zone. Karan will have to give chase. Karan plays it in front of his own net to Sadowski. 6.5 to go here in the second period. Bulls trail 3-0. Lincoln Ernie off the boards, played along the far side by Gio Procopio, and he'll put it back into the Bulls zone. Procopio has it. Back at the blue line, it just pops over it. Huntsville will have to retreat out of the zone. Lindsay puts it right back in, stopped by Hayden Stewart for far wall, picked up there by Huntsville, and he takes a hit from behind. I believe that was Kessner took the hit from Sinclair. No, it wasn't Kessner, it was Kemp. Arm goes up, and we'll have a whistle. 5:46 to go here in the second period of play. Face-off coming up, back. I believe it'll come all the way back into the Huntsville zone. Greg, you just can sense not the air being let out of the balloon, because I'm not sure there was any in it to begin with, or not much, but you can just sense a change in the atmosphere on the ice.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, we're looking down, and you mentioned something early that, like, Trezera, they picked him up off waivers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as you watch, it doesn't matter which line is out here for Huntsville. Every guy is skating and hitting and giving everything they got every shift.
Off the draw, Birmingham's Wood has it. Tried to center one out in front for Harris, knocked away, and Huntsville has possession at center ice. Huntsville has done a very good job neutralizing Kip Ledzianko and Harris as well, and Drake Glover. I mean, they found a combination to slow Birmingham's trio down. As the puck played at center ice, Ledzianko sets it up for Harris. Harris, 2 men on him, can't really do anything with the puck, and it's taken away by the Havoc. Doug Scott has the puck. He drops it off. Skating into the Huntsville zone is Kennedy. Kennedy through the slot. Takes the shot, knocked away by Kemp. Puck squirts out in front for Wilson, who saw it and just covered it up. So we'll have a draw to his right with 4:54 to go here in the second, our last media timeout of the period.
And it's almost like, Jody, as you're watching this, and you saw it there with Josh Harris, he gets the puck across the blue line. You know what I mean? He does a great job maintaining composure, pulling the puck through, fends off one guy, and then he turns up, looks to take a shot. Now there's 2 more there. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean about attacking in waves and supporting each other.
Well,
and Huntsville's not playing error-free hockey.
No.
You know what I mean? They're not playing
but they're playing smart hockey.
Well, they are.
And tough hockey.
They are, and they are always in a position where if they do mess up or a puck doesn't bounce their way or whatever, they don't panic. And I think that's the biggest thing, is they never just turn and throw the puck errantly.
Well, Huntsville is very aware of where Kip Ledzianko is on the ice, along with Drake Glover. Very aware of where those two are, and I believe they know exactly who Harris is for Birmingham, and they're keeping an eye on him too. You mentioned 2 players on him when he had the puck really in not a scoring position. They wanted to make sure he didn't put himself in one.
Well, they didn't even want to give him that shot from outside 30 feet from the net, Jody.
All right, face off in the Huntsville zone. Glover on the draw for Birmingham, wins it. Scott has it, slap shot, glove save made by Wilson. And he saw it the whole way, Greg, so, I mean, that's any save to me is a good save. But that looked like beyond routine for Brian Wilson.
Well, Wilson's a good goalie, Jody. He's got a good glove hand, and anytime you get a shot from out there without traffic in front, 95% of the time he's going to make that stop.
Now Huntsville has to send another man into the draw. Lindsay will come in. Opposite Drake Glover. Face off to the right of Wilson. Birmingham gets it. Scahill has it. His shot blocked, knocked down. Now another one in front, knocked down by the defense of Huntsville. Never made it through to Wilson, and they'll skate away. Nice play by Scahill. Takes the puck away from Allen. Now it's loose at center ice. Allen will try it again. Takes a hit there from Scahill. He'll get it into the Birmingham zone. Birmingham, a very nice job then, Greg, playing the body, and at least keeps a 2-on-2 happening for Huntsville. They'll have the play down low in the Bull zone, though. Back at the point, that's Camp with the puck. Gets around one man. There's a shot taken. Nice one, too. Schulteis was set up nicely on the play. Moving around the Bulls' defense. Found Schulteis at the top of that face-off circle near side, and once again, Stewart comes up big.
Well, and we just saw it there, Jody, with Ernie on the point. You know what I mean? That's what the Bulls need, a spark from one of their guys to do. Somebody has to beat somebody from Huntsville one-on-one and make a play, because him beating the winger coming up on him is what opened up that shot from the far side.
And we'll try it again. Gronick's going to get tossed. He doesn't like it, but he's going to get tossed, and in his place, I believe that's Timmy Kent. Kent, along with Fries. Puck is picked up by Gagnon. He'll slide around far side out of the reach of Gronick. Huntsville keeps it alive. Backhanding a pass. There's a shot. Stewart made the save. I'm not sure he even knew where the puck was, but he made the stop, and Zimmer backhands one back into the Huntsville zone. Lincoln Ernie sets it up far side. Tried to connect with Trezera. Gronick, a good job. Intercepts in front. Kent! His shot save made by Wilson. It doesn't get any better of an opportunity for that. Kent just couldn't convert. Wilson is just red hot. Huntsville brings the puck back in the Bull zone. There's a blocker save made by Stewart. Now behind the play, Gagnon goes down. A penalty is going to be called on Huntsville, and I believe that's going to be on Gallagher. Galloway, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of someone else.
You are.
And
I thought that earlier.
Gagnon checks his mouth to look for blood, but either way, it's not going to matter. Back into the penalty box goes Huntsville, and that's Galloway. This will be Birmingham's 4th power play of the night. They're 0 for 3. It gets a double minor, so I guess blood was drawn.
Wow.
So a double minor on Galloway. Connor Galloway's not a very highly penalized guy. 10 minutes in penalties coming into this game tonight, but he gets 4 added to it there. You think this is a very important power play, Greg?
You think?
We'll see what happens. 3:36 to go here in the third. Birmingham in desperate need of a goal here. Sinclair on the draw. No one really controls. Finds the stick of Kip Ledzianko. Plays it down low for Glover. Around far side. Birmingham Sinclair in front. Save made by Wilson. Birmingham grabs the rebound. Doug Scott has it. Sets it up far side for Sinclair. Down low. Birmingham's Walker with the puck. He'll circle away. Gives it for Doug Scott. Down low off the stick. Sinclair has it for Glover. Ledzianko now with the puck. Plays it down low for Glover. Pass back to Scott. Bobbles it. Gets it to Kip Ledzianko. Down low. Glover. His deflection easily stopped by Wilson. Birmingham Scott keeps it alive. Far side. Sinclair for Ledzianko. A shot. Save, score! Ledzianko's shot was knocked down in front. The puck found its way onto the stick of Drake Glover, who set it up and hammered it far side. Birmingham with an ice-breaking goal now, trail 3-1.
And once again, Jody, there's the guy we called Drake Glover. So important to have him on the ice, especially in this power play situation. And Gretzky's office used to be behind the net, and Glover's is about 10 feet off the side of that net. The shot came in, rebound, and there's Glover just waiting to bang it in. Excellent job by the Bulls.
Well, that goal by Glover, 8th goal of the year on the power play, which means Birmingham is now on another power play. The first conversion makes Birmingham 1 for 4. Now they're on their 5th power play. There's off the draw. Huntsville had a good scoring opportunity. The puck gets past Stewart back into center ice. Kessner takes the puck away. Now Zimmer tried to get it away from Kessner, who keeps it alive with 4 Bulls on him. Unbelievable. Now Birmingham skates away with numbers. Wood has it. He'll bring it over to the Huntsville blue line. Tried to give it to Timmy Kent. Bounces over his stick behind the Huntsville net. Plays it back for Scahill. Kent with a puck. Sets it up for Wood. Tried a centering pass. Couldn't get it past McCabe. Kent with the puck now near wall. Behind the back pass for Kennedy. Kennedy's pass deflected by Kessner out of the zone, and Birmingham will have to retreat. Maybe get another power play unit on the ice. Wood brings it into the Huntsville zone. In front, tried to set it up for Walker. It deflected away from him. Scahill sends it behind the net for Wood. His pass taken away. A loose puck picked up by Walker. Save made by Wilson. 51 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham. Behind the net, Wood has it for Kent. Hit there by Procopio. Gets it back to Wood. Wood walks out in front. His shot goes wide. Picked up by Scahill. He'll give it to Kennedy. In front. Birmingham has it. Couldn't get the shot off. Wood sets it up for Kennedy. A shot. That one with an open net. He couldn't find the back. Kennedy with the puck. Kent with the puck. Back for Kennedy, a shot. Save made. And this time Wilson gobbles it with 24 seconds remaining on the power play for Birmingham, and the penalty to Galloway.
Bulls looking good there, moving the puck well, Jody. You saw Kennedy. He had a look, had a big open cage.
He had a wide
there.
Open net, and he just couldn't find it.
And that's okay. But he's also a rookie. I guarantee you, in 2 years, he's not going to miss that.
Birmingham down 3-1, 1:18 to go here in the second period, finding some new life on that power play goal by Drake Glover, really needing to convert on this last one as well. With only 24 seconds of power play time remaining, they'll have to hustle. Kip Ledzianko plays it down low for Glover in front. Sinclair, his shot was blocked. Comes back to Ledzianko. Kip off the skate of Glover behind the net. Huntsville will try and clear. We're down to 10 seconds of power play time remaining. In the corner, Birmingham tries to take it away. That's Walker, and he does. C.J. Walker had it poked away from him. Ledzianko has it. Power play is up for Birmingham. Down low, Glover was there. He couldn't get the shot off. Kep has the puck for Birmingham behind the net. Birmingham applying the pressure now. Glover with the puck in front. Walker with a shot. That one knocked down by the Huntsville defense, and they'll skate away. Lift one down into the Birmingham end of the ice. Sadowski goes down. Taken away by Huntsville's Alger. Puck comes right in, trickling in on Hayden Stewart, and he just puts the mid over it. And we'll have a face-off with 31.6 seconds remaining here in the second period of play. Birmingham trailing 3-1.
Well, and that's definitely, that last 4 minutes, Jody, is something that the Bulls needed to get the confidence under them a little bit and realize they put that first chink in the armor of Huntsville. They knocked one down. Now they just need to keep up the pressure, minimally get out of this one without having another one against.
Right.
Try and get another one and then prepare for the last 20.
Off the draw, Birmingham's Kent has it. We're down to 25 seconds remaining. Kent cuts through the slot of Huntsville. I'm not sure where he was going with it. He'll just dump it into the far near corner here, and Huntsville easily clears. Oh, that center ice stripe. Zimmer delivers a hit. Huntsville coughs the puck up. Gronick goes down. Now two players behind the play. That's Kent and Lindsay go down. Lindsay not appreciative of it. He grabs the back of his leg, and that's going to do it for the second period of play. That was an odd collision back there between Kent and Lindsay. Both slow to get up. And Lindsay still on the bench sitting. You can tell something happened to them. Either it hurt real bad,
right,
or something else happened.
Well, one of those things where you're not expecting the hit, Jody, it gets tweaked like that. And, you know, that could be something that Lindsay's looking at there because they were both just kind of curling away from the puck and really just ran into each other at neutral ice.
Well, Timmy Kent's slow to get off the ice, too. Of course, not really surprising as Lindsay's still sitting on the bench. He'll probably be the last one in the locker room. So this sets up what should be an interesting, at the very least, first 5 minutes of this third period. You know Birmingham's got to come after him. And come after him with all they have. Now cutting that lead, which was 3, down to 2. One more goal for Birmingham, and this creates a very, very, very important period for Birmingham.
Well, it changes your whole psyche going into this intermission, Jody, where you're coming in, and there's a big difference in going into a third period. You know, you call it the worst lead in hockey, it's a 2-goal lead, and that's it. And you know that getting that penalty is something that just made Huntsville take their foot off the gas a little bit, and they had to get on the penalty kill, and the Bulls really connected well on that power play. That's the best I've seen the power play look in a long time, but like you said, you got to have Glover on the ice to be the quarterback of it.
Yeah, and while I appreciate what Glover did in the first period, dropping the mitts and gloves and going at it with Connor Fries, and this is something you and I expected both of those two to go.
Yeah. Well, they had words in warm-up.
Right, and with that said, though, the reason I said I don't want Glover to do that is specifically why he scored the goal. Glover is a guy that you need his hands, you need his skill, you need to play offensively. You don't need Glover playing the role of a tough guy. What you need is Glover scoring goals for you.
Yep.
So at the end of 2 periods of play, Huntsville still leading 3-1 this time as we go to our last intermission. 20 minutes more to go. Should be a very entertaining and fun third period of play. We'll see what happens. We'll take a break. We'll come back, get you caught up with what's going on around the league, scores, and what they exactly mean in retrospect with the Birmingham Bulls and the Huntsville Havoc are concerned. For all you fans in Huntsville listening to the game or watching on Flow Sports, I hope we're not being too much of a homer, but to be quite honest with you, Greg and I have been with this organization for 30-plus years. It's going to show that we are, in fact, homers for Birmingham. But we're trying to be at least as accurate and as fair as possible. And either way, 20 minutes of fun action to go. We'll come back after this. Score at the end of 40 minutes of play. Birmingham trailing Huntsville 3-1. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny, and this is Birmingham Bulls hockey.
All right, hockey fans, here we go. Second period updates around the league. As we stated earlier, Macon edged out Fayetteville 3-2. The final in shootout there. Here in Pelham, Huntsville 3-1 over Birmingham, but Birmingham's on the comeback. Evansville 2-0 handling Quad City, 14:03 to go in the third period. Pensacola up on Roanoke at the end of 2, 3-0. And Peoria handling Knoxville at the end of the second period, 3-0 as well. So, not very many surprises in all that. Evansville over Quad City.
Greg, one thing I wanted to talk to you about is things that happened in the SPHL this week. Number one, Doug Price, president of the league, announced and put a release out that next year, prior to Mobile joining the league in the 27-28 season, next year we'll go to a 60-game season, 30 home games, 30 road games. And if you can remember, this year was the first season we had a 58-game season. Last year it was just a 56, so in 2 years, we've added 2 home, 2 road. What do you think about a 30-game home schedule next year? Does that make sense?
Wow. So what is it right now, 56?
Right now we're at a 58-game season. Last year it was 56, and they gave everybody a home game, an extra home game basically is what happened for this season. Next year we go to an even schedule, 30 road, 30 home. And I'm hoping, like we're having tonight, 2 orange stripe referees and 2 linesmen, I'm hoping that sooner or later they have enough referees in the association where they can offer that full time for the SPHL.
Well,
I think it makes a difference.
Yeah, I think it's important, Jody, because there's so much that second referee sees coming down when the play's going one way and he's coming in behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where when you have a one referee show, he gets caught up, and especially when the puck's in the offensive zone, he's got to be down on that goal line making the call at the nets. There's a lot of stuff behind the play that they just don't get to see. So,
well, the winter meetings are coming up, and I believe at the end of January, maybe 1st of February, they'll be in Knoxville this year. I know that there's probably a couple of things on the agenda. I'm not sure we should even talk about it, but boy, if they ask me, I have a couple of ideas for them. There's a lot of things that's great about this league, and one of them is what happened in the ECHL this month.
Right.
That is not going to happen in this league. The players walked out, basically stopped the season for 2 weeks. Now they're back to playing, but what that did is disrupt the seasons for both players in the SPHL as well as the AHL as well. They're just trying to get their lineups back in order, and there's a shot from center ice taken by Birmingham. Bounced right in on Wilson. The puck comes back in front, and he covers it up. Those bouncing pucks are, that's a little trouble at times if you're not really watching what you're doing, huh?
oh yeah, definitely, especially the one hoppers, Jody. So much harder because you can't get a read on it. The puck comes bounced in like that. You got to be
Well, you don't know. It's like a knuckleball. You don't know where it's going to bounce.
That's 100% correct.
It's not a round ball. It's a circular frozen object. And you have no idea where it's going to go. Off the draw, Birmingham has it. There's a shot taken from a bad angle. It's blocked by the defense of Huntsville. Centering pass to Sinclair. He couldn't get the shot off. He'll ride his man into the boards. Loose puck. Squirts free for Don Procopio. Tries to get it out, does, but Matt Wood puts it right back in for the Bulls. He gets past Wilson. Birmingham changing lines. Glover had it taken away from him by Gio Procopio, and he'll slide it behind his net. And Huntsville through center ice puts the puck intercepted by the Bulls. There's a pass for Walker just past him, and Huntsville has the puck. Sadowski knocks that pass down, brings it in, slides it over for Walker, drops it back. Matt Allen intercepts, can't get it out. Kennedy for the moment keeps it alive. Played along the wall. Birmingham's Kennedy has it. Centers one for Walker, backhander. Steered aside by Wilson. And that centering pass by Kennedy gets past everyone back into the Bull zone, and it's played by Stewart. Just underway, third period. Huntsville 3, Birmingham 1, 18:30 to go here in this third. Zimmer spins away from one, Gets it ahead to Kennedy. He returns it back for Damon Zimmer for Walker. Into the Huntsville zone. Walker, a shot blocker, save made by Wilson. Rebound comes along the near half wall. Sent out by Huntsville. That's Reginato. Sends one into the far corner. He'll come off for a change. Birmingham has possession. Now Zimmer takes the hit from behind as he turned his body to him, and it's still deflected into the Huntsville zone. Loose puck, far face-off circle, chip free. Trezera gets it past Scott. Youngworth will have to hurry and retreat in his own zone. He does, gets past Scott. Loose puck along the boards, played by Huntsville. And centered one in front for Trezera, goes wide. Trezera in front looking for Fries. It gets past him, and Camp has to come back to center ice with the puck. Trezera backhands one in deep to the near corner. Youngworth catches up with the puck first. Tries to curl away from the defense of Galloway. Puck sent deep into the Huntsville zone. Played along the near wall. Birmingham intercepts. Sinclair with a shot. Big glove save there made by Wilson. And Sinclair had a good look at it and got the shot off on net. But Wilson got that arm up quickly and squeezed it for a face-off.
He did, Jody, and Wilson has showed how good he is up top,
No doubt.
especially with his glove and blocker. He's very good, stays in good position. He doesn't over push when he slides across. And Sinclair had him dead to rights. Got a good shot off. Great save there by Wilson.
On the draw, near face-off circle, Sinclair along with Galloway. Puck is dropped, sent back. Procopio almost put it in his own net. Has the puck for Huntsville. Long pass, headman's to the head for Alger. He gets past the Bulls' defense, comes in, couldn't get the shot off. He went backhand to forehand, but he was tied up by Gagnon. Huntsville still with possession of the puck, though. Taken away by Sinclair, and he'll backhand one back to center ice. He'll come off the ice for Glover. Huntsville with possession of the puck. Gio Procopio deflects one in. Youngworth catches up with it first. Sends it on the near side for Gagnon. Kipledzianko ahead for Glover. Two men back for Huntsville. Glover, the lone man for Birmingham. Couldn't get past McCabe. He'll tie the puck up, waiting for more reinforcements from the Bulls. Behind the net, Birmingham has it. Walker back to Sadowski in front. Shot well wide of the net. He's looking for a deflection. Gets his own rebound. That goes wide, and it goes to the far half wall where it's played by Huntsville. Near side, Ernie off the boards into center ice. Sadowski takes his man down. Puck pops in the air. Loose at center ice. Sadowski and Lindsay pushing, shoving for the puck. Comes free. Huntsville will have it. They'll back skate in their own zone and try and start the play there. Hessner sends one into the far corner, and icing is called as he wasn't quite past that center ice stripe. They'll bring it back into Huntsville zone with 16:12 to go here in the third period of play. Huntsville doesn't strike me as a team, Greg, that is willing to play prevent defense, as we call it in football, and protect a two-goal lead. But things have slowed down from the second period.
Well, I think it's slowed down a little bit where Huntsville doesn't want to do anything to open it up and make a bad mistake trying to push for another goal. But the Bulls have also picked it up, Jody, and even on that back check by Gagnon to catch Alger there on that breakaway, that was a heck of an effort there, and I think that's what we're seeing here.
Alger's quick. Alger's smart. There's a reason why he's at the top of the scoring for Huntsville. Off the draw, Huntsville has it. They'll send it around near boards. Reginato has it, gets away from Kent, and he'll slide it across, and here comes Huntsville through center ice. Around the boards it goes. Played by Birmingham. Zimmer, but not out. Kept alive by Huntsville. Now it's taken away by Gronick. Sets it up far side. That's Timmy Kent. Three men back for Huntsville, so he'll circle back at the blue line. Still maintaining possession. Slides one over for Wood. Wood can't get it past Reginato. He tried to go through the legs or beneath the stick. Huntsville takes it away. Out through center ice, Novotny taps one into the Bull zone. Is corralled there by Scott. Birmingham's had it at center ice. Tried to set it up for Ledzianko, knocked away by the defense of Huntsville, and they'll take possession. Through center ice for Trezera. He lost and had to let it go, or it was offside. That's played by the Bulls. Ahead through center ice, Glover gives it to Wood, who deflects it in. Behind their own net, Huntsville will try and break out. Trezera leaves it Far side for Gio Procopio, brings it all the way in. Alger with a shot. It was wide open, nobody on him, and he sends the puck wide. Birmingham very fortunate on that one. Huntsville takes the puck away at center ice, and it's tipped in by McCabe. Going in after it is Lindsay and Youngworth against the boards. Back at the point, gets past everyone back, and the Huntsville's into the ice. Kennedy almost outraced Ernie for the puck. Ernie takes it away, and here comes Huntsville's Lindsay. Youngworth steps aside. Lindsay goes flying through the air. The whistle goes. No penalty will be called on the play, but 14:25 to go here in the third. First media timeout of the period. Birmingham still trailing 3-1. Out shooting Huntsville, by the way, 28-27. At one point, they were down 9-1 in shots.
Yeah, I've got them 5-1 so far in the third period, Jody, in 4 5-minute periods, right? They've come out here in the first quarter of the third period, done exactly what they needed to do, taking it to Huntsville. They're out shooting them, getting lots of shots on goal, some good scoring quality opportunities. Now you've got 3 more to follow up. It just gets stronger every 5 minutes because goals come in bunches.
You don't want to overtly take chances here,
Right.
with, 14 and a half to go in the third period, but if you're Birmingham, you do have to start thinking more offensively instead of defensively now, do you not?
Oh, 100%. And you can see it down there. We're getting a lot more net front presence now that in the first period, it was just a little bit of perimeter, where I think now they're standing up to them a little bit. They're trying to get inside and make these Huntsville D work.
We're going to have to make sure that presence in front of the net stays there, clog it up, and hope that a shot bounces in off someone. That, I believe, is what it's going to take for Birmingham to really set this game on fire as Timmy Kent gets away from Lincoln Ernie. That pass, though, set up for Birmingham. Zimmer through the slot, knocked away. Offside is called as Huntsville brings it into the zone. Zimmer was there, but defensively, that stick work for Huntsville paid off and didn't even allow him to get a shot.
Well, Ken had the right idea there. That's exactly where you're going to beat Wilson from if you can get that puck through. But the problem is you had to sauce it through a couple of sticks. Huntsville did a good job with their sticks in the passing lane and just knocked it down.
Movement before the puck was dropped by Kessner. They didn't whistle it dead. Huntsville puts it into the Bull zone. Usually they blow that completely dead if you even think about moving. Now icing is called on the Bulls, so we'll bring the puck down. Bulls into the ice. 14:01 to go here in the third.
Yeah, you kind of feel in the building, Jody. It's like the fans are expecting and they're just kind of waiting for something to happen, whether it's a big hit, a big opportunity, a breakaway, something like that. But they're waiting. Both sides. It's kind of quieted down, and everybody's kind of sitting on pins and needles, waiting to see what happens next.
That 2-goal lead. Huntsville fans are nervous that they'll give up the next one. Birmingham are nervous that we won't get the next one. Off the draw, puck is loose in the Bull zone. Plays behind the net. Sadowski will pick it up near side. He'll try to shovel it out. Gronick does. Knocked down, though, by Huntsville. Now Gronick delivers a hit to Galloway. Birmingham picks the loose puck up. Timmy Kent slides it over for Sadowski. Gains that center ice strike. Lowers his shoulder into Galloway, but Galloway takes the puck away. Off the stick of Trezera. Birmingham puts it right back in. Steered aside by Wilson. Camp with the puck for Galloway. Through center ice. Huntsville lifts one into the Bull zone. Scott will go pick it up first into the near corner, and icing is called on Huntsville, so we'll do it again. This is what I mean by Huntsville kind of slowing things down. They're willing to take that icing. They're willing to take that offside. They're willing to, just send one man in to forecheck. I don't think they've shut it down offensively, but they definitely are in a position where they don't want to take any chances.
Right. They will take what's given to them, Jody. I think outside of that, they're just going to maintain doing what they're doing, making sure they clear the zone every time and stick it to their defensive game.
Face off to the left of Wilson. Sinclair on the draw with Connor Fries. Comes back, Birmingham has it. There's a shot steered aside by Wilson. A wraparound by Scahill, loose, still loose. Birmingham couldn't get the shot off. Squirted right through the crease along the near post. Now a penalty coming up on Birmingham in the offensive zone, Greg. McGregor Sinclair takes down Connor Fries, And while Birmingham was applying the pressure, a good scoring opportunity, Sinclair gets called for the penalty.
Well, it's one of those things where it was a 2-on-1 down low in the corner. Wood was doing a really good job
Not
behind
good.
the net battling, and then Sinclair came in. He was kind of late to the
Two
party.
men are going off for Birmingham.
Wow.
Sinclair and Wood. I saw Sinclair's penalty. I did not see what Wood did. But a 5-on-3 is what Huntsville's going to get.
2 minutes for tripping. Number 39, Gregor Sinclair, 2 minutes for the trip. Number 48, Matt Wood, a 10-minute misconduct.
Oh, boy.
Number 48, Matt Wood, 10-minute misconduct.
All right, Wood gets misconduct probably for verbal abuse because I saw nothing physical.
Well,
and that can happen, but at least it's not a 5-on-3 power play, which is what I was fearing. We do lose the services of Matt Wood for 10 minutes, and plus some time. You're staying in the box for 10 minutes, then you have to wait for the next stoppage of play. But still, that's a lot better than having a 5-on-3 disadvantage.
well, that's unfortunate for the Bulls to lose anybody because Wood's one of those guys. He's been giving it pretty good all night, Jody. You know what I mean? He's down there battling a 2-on-1 behind the net, and it's just unfortunate we lose him for 10 minutes.
Back on the power play. Huntsville 0 for 3 so far. Played around the far wall. It comes right in front. Allen with a shot save made by Stewart. A funny hop off the boards results in a scoring opportunity for Huntsville. Kestner in his own zone slowly circles away through center ice. Puts the brakes on just inside the blue line. Slides it into the corner. Scott's there first. Can't get it out. Now Kip Ledzianko does, and he smacks one back down into the Huntsville zone. Weaver Vitale has it. Waste no time. He'll skate away. Drops it back for Kestner. Kestner will bring it in the Bulls zone. Can't get away from the Bulls defense, but he does send it in the corner, and the Bulls, Kennedy, puts it down the length of the ice. Minute 10 to go in the power play for Huntsville. 12-10 to go in the third period. The Havoc up 3-1. Looking for their second win in consecutive nights. Birmingham trying to get back on the winning ways after a 5-game win streak was put to a halt. Very unfriendly like last night in Huntsville. Reginato skates through center ice, taken down on the play by Walker. Huntsville fans here wanted a penalty, but none forthcoming. Galloway with the puck. Slides it across. That's offside as the whistle is blown. And I believe that was Lindsay that was in ahead of the play. But with 38 seconds remaining on the penalty to Sinclair, Birmingham will have to definitely do something. If they can kill the rest of this penalty off, you may see 1 or 2 extra forecheckers in for the rest of the way. You've got to get that one goal. You've got to get that one first.
100%. It's one of those things, Jody, where, you know, I like Reginato looking for that call there, saying something to the ref because we need somebody to get distracted here.
Off the draw, Huntsville has it. Galloway sends it in deep. Behind the net, Scahill catches up with it first, but it's loose, taken away by Galloway. They'll set it back to McCabe, just inside the Birmingham blue line. McCabe with the puck. Down to 15 seconds of power play time remaining. Galloway with it, down low. Huntsville playing keep away. There's a shot by Lindsay, blocked by Zimmer. He felt all of that, slow to get up, but Huntsville maintains possession in the Bull zone. Down to 5 seconds of power play time remaining. There's a shot, save made, rebound loose, picked up by the Bulls and cleared, and that'll do it for the power play for Huntsville. Back on the ice, Sinclair racing down, trying to forecheck the puck away behind the Huntsville net. Can't do it. The Havoc clear. Karan curls away from the puck. Could have easily touched it, in my opinion, but let it go. Smart play by Karan, and the faceoff will come back in the Huntsville zone on the icing.
Jody, what a play by Scahill in front of the net for the Bulls, defending there. After the shot came in, hit Hayden Stewart, the rebound was there, and Scahill did exactly what he needed to do. He blocked out the Huntsville forward and kept it from getting his stick on that puck. Great job.
Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham. Galloway for Huntsville wins. Procopio has it, he'll skate away. Sinclair on him. Don Procopio slides it barely across the Bulls, or the Bulls blue line, gets away from him. Huntsville takes the loose puck back. Big hit far side, penalty coming up on Sinclair. I don't know if they're gonna call an elbow, but that's the only thing I can think. Yeah, he did have the arm up, and an elbowing is called on McGregor Sinclair. I won't argue that.
Elbow
If
head.
he didn't have that arm up, it's a clean hit
Yeah.
on point.
Elbow head contact, one of the two, Jody.
Sinclair gives Huntsville their 4th power play of the night. They're 0 for 3. And again, I'll say it, that's a good play by Sinclair if his arm's not up. And I don't know if he was trying to brace himself for the hit. Yeah, but he
Right.
delivered it.
He led with the elbow there.
And you could see him extend
Yeah.
his arm, so
Yeah.
he's lucky that's all he got.
Right. If he keeps his elbow down,
Yeah.
Jody, and impacts with the shoulder, then there's no call there.
It'd be a great hit.
And I can make that observation, Jody, from, I don't know what, watching 30 years of hockey from the paint.
You kind of qualify.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't know, you've only got, what, 40 from the broadcast booth?
Face off to the right of Hayden Stewart. Back to the power play, Huntsville. Glover on the draw for Birmingham. I believe Huntsville's going to be tossed. Yeah, that'll do it. Gio Procopio will give way to Allen. Matt Allen on the draw now for the Havoc. Puck is dropped, sent back to the blue line. Huntsville just beginning their 4th power play of the night. Kessner slowly lets the play develop. Back for Weaver Vitale. Return for Kessner in the slot. Allen had it, almost lost it, sets it up for Kessner. Scahill takes it away. Can't control it though, it's sent far side where Huntsville has it. Vitale calling for the puck, but it's played down low. There's a centering pass in front for Procopio, deflected out of the way and into the netting. So a face-off will come in the Birmingham zone to the right of Hayden Stewart.
Telling you, Jody, Scahill is quietly having a defensive night down there for the Bulls. You just saw it there. 2-on-1 in front. Scahill drops down, blocks the initial shot, and then gets his stick up and deflects the shot attempt up into the netting. That's a second or third time we've called his name in as many plays.
Huntsville wins the draw. Kessner with the puck. Josh Kessner, far side Weaver Vitale. He'll set it up. Vitale one-timer, his stick explodes. Birmingham takes the puck and slides down. We've seen so many sticks literally explode this year, Greg. I don't know what the manufacturer is or who it is, but there's definitely far too many stick breaks and explosions this year. Huntsville with the puck. They'll skate past the Bulls' blue line. Brings it into the zone. He had it all the way in. That was Gio Procopio. Couldn't get the shot off, and Birmingham clears under a minute to go in this power play for Huntsville. 9.5 to go, third period. Stepping out behind his own net is Weaver Vitale. He'll set it up far side now through center ice. Near side pass for Reginato. He'll cross ice down low. Puck is loose. Fries once, twice. Save made both times by Stewart. McCabe has the puck for Huntsville just inside that blue line. He sends it in front. Reginato was parked there at the near post. He did deflect it, but it wasn't on net. It goes out of play. That's some excellent stick work there by both. Well, by Reginato, he just quietly back behind everyone. He got the shot off, but it was deflected wide.
And that was McCabe on the blue line looking. He was thinking about taking a shot, but it's so critical when you're a defenseman out there, Jody. You can't take a shot in the shooting lane if you have traffic coming at you. McCabe saw that. He went a little bit wide there. Reginato on the back door. That was a heck of a deflection.
8:56 to go, third period, as we are in second media timeout of the period. 28 seconds remaining on the penalty to McGregor Sinclair. And Huntsville's 4th power play of the night.
So talking about the stick thing, Jody, here's the old school versus new school. Where now with these sticks, they have what's called a kick point, right? They have a low kick point that's down closer to the blade. They have a mid and a high kick point. And a lot of these guys, because what you don't see, what you used to see, Brett Hall, you know what I mean? The slap shot. It's not about slap shots anymore. Now these guys are getting sticks with lower flexes because they're taking a lot more snapshots. You know what I mean?
I miss the old slap shots.
Well,
I don't know how many goals I saw Wayne Gretzky score with slap shots 10 feet away from the goaltender, but they just don't happen as much anymore. Off the draw, Birmingham Scahill slides it over for Walker. He has the puck taken away from him. Now Fries has it bounce over his stick, but Huntsville keeps the puck alive. Fries has it, far corner. Centers one out for Lindsey, back to Fries. We're down to 10 seconds of power play time remaining. Far side played down low in front. Reginato tripped over herself. There's a shot, though, taken by Lindsey. Stewart had to be very attentive on that, makes the save, and the Bulls clear and kill the penalty back at full and even strength. Now we have to do something
Now you gotta
offensively.
go to work.
Now
Yep.
you have to make your hay right now. If you're Birmingham, it's time to forecheck and forecheck hard. Puck sent in off the stick of Sinclair, so no icing. It's played behind the net by Huntsville. Kip Ledzianko has it taken away from him by Allen. Allen gets past Sadowski into the near corner. Karan is there, stops him from going any further. Back at the point, played by Lincoln Ernie for Camp. Cross-ice pass. Ernie with a shot, and you heard it, save made by Stewart. Birmingham will try and clear. Ledzianko over there couldn't. Still kept alive by Huntsville. Birmingham trying to poke it back to center ice and does. Huntsville will have to vacate the Bull zone. 7.5 to go, third period. Kessner with the puck in the Bull zone. Somebody's lost a helmet in front. Kessner with a nice pass. Karan catches up with it first as he deflected it away, and Huntsville back into center ice in their own zone with the puck. Lindsey down at center ice. Sends a soft one in where Karan has it. Cuts behind his own net, loses possession. Centering pass. There's a shot by Alger. Save made, rebound loose. Birmingham clears it, but not out. Kept alive by the Havoc. In the far corner, they'll walk it out. At the blue line, he'll curl around with the puck. That's Alger looking for a place to go. Sets it up far side. Huntsville's shot taken there by Schulteis. It goes right into the midsection, or the pad, that is. Save is made. Rebound loose along the far boards. Birmingham needs to get possession of this puck. 6.5 to go, third period, and they trail by 2.
Yeah, we need a line change.
They
There
get
it
the
is.
line change. Puck comes down into. They'll have to come right back out on the ice, though, Greg, as icing is called on the Bulls. As exhausted and winded as they were, it doesn't matter. You got to come right back out on the ice, guys.
They got half a line change out of that one. I'm not sure if the whole line will have to come back or not. I think Zimmer made it in.
Huntsville now out shooting Birmingham 35-29. But more importantly, they're outscoring Birmingham 3-1. Face off to the left of Hayden Stewart. Connor Fries on the draw for Huntsville. And I believe that's Drake Glover for Birmingham, although we can't see, the linesman's in the way. Puck controlled by no one along the near boards. They'll fight for possession. Puck squirts free. Played by Novotny. He'll curl around through the slot. Novotny takes the shot.
Hit the end of the stick.
Stewart shaking his head, wondering what happened. Is it just found that butt end of his stick, kept it out of the net. Huntsville will send it right back in. Birmingham has not had possession of this puck in the last minute and a half, Greg.
Well, they're trying to get something going, but you can see Huntsville's just coming in waves, and they're attacking 2 at a time, Jody. That's tough to get through, especially through the new.
This puck in the offensive zone, and then do what it takes to get people in front of the net. Sinclair takes the puck away, backhands one along the wall. Walker goes down. Penalty coming up on Huntsville's Jackson Camp. He can't believe it. Now, I don't know if it was embellished a little bit or not, but Walker did go flying. And Jackson Camp will go off the ice for either tripping or hooking. Take your choice. But Birmingham back on the power play. Their 6th power play of the night. 1 for 5 thus far. And Birmingham simply needs a power play goal right now.
Yeah, that might have been a
Tripping is the call, but I think Walker helped him with that decision a little bit.
I think so.
Camp stick was under him, though, I'll say that.
I think that one, Jody, where, granted, the Bulls have all had penalties they deserve, but when you call 3 against the Bulls in a period, to me that was a little quick, but you know,
3 penalties were called against Birmingham. Now, one of them was a misconduct, not a power play generating penalty.
That's true.
Birmingham now with possession in front. Walker was there, tipped away. What a nice defensive play by Connor Fries. Walker was there waiting to pull the trigger. Puck comes right back down into the Bull zone. Doug Scott has it. Drops it back for Ledzianko. Kip will bring it in. He drops it for Scott. Birmingham will set the power play up now. McGregor Sinclair plays it down low for Walker. Walker Goes down on the play. Lincoln Ernie on him. Puck still loose. Ernie fighting for possession along with Kip. Reginaldo finds it. He'll get it away to Fries, who smacks one down. Stewart out of his net will play it. We're under 5 to go here in the third. Birmingham in desperate need of a goal. Doug Scott skates away. Sets it up for Timmy Kent. Curls away. Sends it behind the net where Zimmer's there. Now, back at the point is played for Kent. Takes the pass from Gronick, down low to Gronick. Kent with the puck. He'll spin and set it back to the blue line for Scahill. Back for Kent. Kent takes a shot off the leg. In front, there's a centering pass from Kennedy. Gets past to everyone. Kent has it taken away from him by Kestner, and look out. Last guy you want to have it on shorthanded shot. Kestner coming in, penalty coming up on Scahill. Save is made by Stewart. But Kestner is just, look, Greg, he doesn't belong in this league. His history can tell you. You can tell us more about that. But he'll go down, and that'll negate the rest of this power play for Birmingham for the next 31 seconds unless something else is called. Will be 4-on-4 hockey. After that, it'll be a power play for Huntsville.
Right, I'm not going to beat a dead horse here, Jody, but go back and watch that one if you feel like it again, because it's the same thing we saw in the first period on the power play, that puck getting coughed up off the wall.
Kind of bothers you, doesn't it?
Well, it's like Huntsville gets the puck, Jody, they get the puck on the far side. What are they doing? They keep their feet moving, and they cut up, and they create time and space by cutting high, right? It's called a high cycle. So they skate from the wall up into the top, but they keep their feet moving. We come up, we get the puck on the wall, we want to chip it through to somebody, through a defender who's there, gets knocked down, and away they go. And I believe Huntsville had a breakaway in the first period.
Bad thing about it is we're running out of time, Greg, to be 4-on-4 and then give up a minute and a half power play, which we will. 4:06 to go here in the third. And we need forecheckers. We need puck control in the offensive zone. And that's not going to be easy to do now. We do open up the ice when it's 4-on-4 hockey a little bit, but you have to get possession of the puck before you can make that matter.
Right. So the power play's negated. We go 4-on-4 here for 31 seconds, and then the Bulls will have to kill for a minute and a half with 4 minutes left. So that gives them 2 minutes and 30 seconds if they don't do something here 4-on-4.
Off the draw, Huntsville tried to tip it back, and they do, and that off the leg of Sinclair, a slap shot, and I'm sure that didn't feel good. Puck bounces right in on Stewart, who covers it up. 25 seconds remaining on the penalty to Jackson Kemp, which means 25 seconds more of 4-on-4 hockey before Huntsville goes back on the power play, which, unless something else will call, will be their 5th of the night. They're 0 for 4 so far. Off the draw. Puck comes free. Schulteis plays it behind the Bulls' net. Glover catches up with it first, leaves it for Sadovsky. Gets it ahead to Walker. Walker hounded there by Reginaldo. Still with possession of the puck, though. CJ can't get past Reginaldo. He shoves him into the boards face first. Loose puck into the near corner. Squirts free. Huntsville's about to start their power play as Camp's back on the ice. For another minute, 25 seconds, Huntsville will be on the power play, the man advantage. They'll take their time developing this. Through center ice. Puck drop past Gronick, picked up by Huntsville. That puck slid past Youngworth, played by Gio Procopio. Allen is there for Huntsville on the defense. Ahead for Kestner. Kestner had it taken away from him, and it's good Birmingham clears the ice, Greg, but we got to start skating and thinking goal here. Under 3 minutes to go.
You got to get out of the next 50 seconds, Jody, 5-on-4, and then think goal. Think 2 goals.
Huntsville drops it back past everyone, back into their own zone. It'll be played by Gio Procopio. He leaves it for Weaver Vitale. Kip Ladzianko tried to take it away from him. Weaver Vitale curls back, drops it for Procopio. Brought into the Birmingham zone. There's a shot. Net comes up off the post or off the moorings. Save made by Stewart. off the stick of Gio Procopio, and they'll hold on. 2:30 to go in this hockey game. 24 seconds left in the penalty or in the power play for Huntsville. But for the last 5 minutes, Greg, I haven't seen any offensive push by the Birmingham Bulls.
Right. And part of that, Jody, interesting what Huntsville does on their power play breakout, where Kessler's actually the second guy who regroups, and he drops it for Procopio with all the focus thinking it'd be on Kessler.
And puck is loose along the far boards. Birmingham's Wood does send it down the ice. Huntsville may be time for one last rush as Wilson leaves it for his defense. We're down to 5 seconds remaining on the power play as Camp will try one last time. He'll lift it into the near corner, and that'll do it. Birmingham back at full and even strength. We'll see how long Stewart stays in the net, but you got to have possession in the offensive zone to get him out. And Birmingham can't find the puck. Camp centers one, intercepted by Kennedy. Ahead through center ice, it gets past Gagnon and Scahill. Now Gagnon tries to get it. Stewart inching out of the net. He has to come back in because the puck is loose. No one with possession. Glover fighting for it, and they'll call Birmingham on the offside as Glover sent it in. And at this point, Kennedy was in ahead of the play, so an offside is called. Glover doesn't like it, but we'll have a face-off just outside that Huntsville blue line. 1:40 to go here in the third. Net is now empty. Well, no, he'll curl back in. He's looking to the bench. He's waiting for instruction. He'll come out about 15 foot from the crease, waiting on the signal from head coach Craig Simchuk. Off the draw, Sinclair has it, taken down. Birmingham sends it back deep into the near zone, picked up by McCabe. Stewart still in the net as the puck escapes past everyone. Scott has to come back in his own zone to pick it up. Doug Scott still behind his own net. Huntsville doing an excellent job making sure Birmingham doesn't even have a chance to get Stewart out of the net. Taken away by Huntsville. Sinclair delivers a check from behind. Could have easily been a penalty.
Yep.
Huntsville clears it to center ice. And they'll have possession. Under a minute to go here in this third period. Birmingham for the last 3 minutes have been trying to get Stewart out of the net and can't because they cannot get possession of this puck. Puck comes right out in front near post. Stewart will try it another way. Instead of skating away, he just covers it, and hopefully Birmingham can get possession of this face-off, skate away, and Stewart will be the first one off the ice if that happens.
Well, and Jody, I wonder, is it they're not getting an opportunity, or is it that when you think of it from the morality standpoint,
so Huntsville has been
too many men
on the ice, which is surprising to me. I didn't see or count, but the puck, when it crossed or went near the Huntsville bench, may have touched someone wasn't supposed to be. Birmingham will probably use its timeout here with 53.9 seconds remaining in the third. I do believe that with the face-off in the Huntsville zone, you've got to pull Hayden Stewart right now with the man advantage.
Now you will see it, because now you have an opportunity and a reason to. But where I was going, Jody, is, you know what? Huntsville's in first place for a reason. I think we've seen that tonight, that they've got a heck of a hockey team. They're well coached. You know, they can turn it on when they need to. They can play defensive when they have to. And, you know, you got to kind of take that tongue-in-cheek, and if you're the Birmingham Bulls, you just came off a 5-win run. You know, you got pounded last night 8-0, and now coming in to this one where you were down too early and you battled back in the 3-1 game. You know, maybe you don't pull Hayden Stewart and you look to your next game. I get what you're saying.
I see what you're saying, but Greg, you got to try and at least make it appear you're doing whatever it takes to win this hockey game. And to do that, you got to have another skater on the ice. Stewart is off the ice. Birmingham with 6 skaters, 4 for Huntsville, as Birmingham is on the power play again. Only one power play goal for either team tonight, and it's been Birmingham's lone goal. Puck on the draw to lay loose. Kick back to Scott. Scott will slide it cross ice for Kip. Sends it in front. Back to the blue line. Scott keeps it alive for the moment. And I believe another penalty is coming up. This one's going to be on Huntsville, so we're going to a 6-on-3.
Wow.
I don't know exactly what is happening. There's only 39.2 seconds remaining, so there's not a lot of time to do anything. Reginato's not happy.
Well, tripping.
Tripping is the call on
It's
Reginato.
tripping, and, you know, it is what it is.
He did take Scott down.
Did he mean to trip him? No.
But he still did it, so
Yeah.
I get it. 6-on-3 skaters. I've never seen this, or I don't remember seeing this lately, where any team had a 3-man advantage. But we do. Not sure how much it'll work. Birmingham just needs to get a goal within the first 10 seconds of this.
So a 6-on-3, Jody. I'm sending 3 guys right to the front of the net.
Exactly. On the draw, Sinclair along with Fries. Birmingham wins it. C.J. Walker fanned on the shot, keeps the puck alive. Birmingham needs to put the puck on the net. Scott Walker, his one-timer deflected by Lincoln Ernie right into the glove of Brian Wilson, who squeezes it. 29.2 seconds remain in the period. Birmingham got possession, had it set up, but they could not control the puck long enough to get that shot off.
Great job by Wilson on that, Jody, because that one went from 80 mile an hour to 20 mile an hour, and he just sat back and waited for it and gloved it down out of the air.
I'll try it again. Face off this side of Wilson. Puck squirts free. Huntsville clears. Right on net. Score. Unbelievable. Don Procopio ends it. Huntsville wins the face-off, even being down 6 attackers to 3. And Don Procopio buries it. Another shorthanded goal for Huntsville and makes it a 4-1 Huntsville lead. 24.2 seconds remain in this hockey game.
And that's the lesson of the night, Jody, even off that draw. You have a 6-on-3. No matter where Sinclair goes with that puck, you know what? You have to anticipate and want to be that guy.
You got to have somebody waiting to get that puck.
Yep.
You got to have somebody fighting to get that puck. And for some reason, it went right to Huntsville, and that didn't happen. Stewart back in the net. Under 20 seconds to go. Huntsville on the power, on the penalty kill, can ice the puck the rest of the night, and they do. Puck's in ahead, cleared by Huntsville once again, and they have just taken the Birmingham Bulls to the woodshed 2 nights in a row, Greg.
Well, at least tonight was a hockey game, Jody.
Puck's falling the far wall. The Huntsville fans loving it. The Birmingham Bulls fans shaking their head, and I'm one of them. You're outscored in 2 nights, 12-1. No doubt about it. Brian Wilson is an excellent goaltender.
Wow.
But we're better than this, Greg.
We are better than this, Jody, but you have to take it with a grain of salt because, you know what? There's not a weak hockey player on that Huntsville hockey team that I saw tonight. Every guy brought it, and like you said, at the end of the day, we both know what it takes to be in first place. And, hey, when you look at Huntsville Havoc, you're looking at it.
Well, the fans follow them. They appreciate good effort, and Huntsville, at this point of the season, is giving them what they want. Huntsville wins once again, and I believe this is their 4th in a row. Now, what does this mean going forward for Birmingham?
Well, I think you recognize, you go back, you watch the video, you pick up what you did well, and you pick up where you just made some mental mistakes and where you took shortcuts, because ultimately, when you play a very good team, Jody,
You can't take shortcuts against a team like
can't
Huntsville.
take it. And hey, in the 90s, Louisiana Ice Skaters, every time you didn't pay the price and you took a shortcut, the puck ended up in the back of the net.
Well, they had somebody out there as well ready to punish you.
Well,
And I'm not questioning Birmingham's toughness, don't get me wrong, but I am saying when Kip Ledzianko has been your toughest man on the ice for a couple nights in a row, you might want to take a bottle of Windex and clean your bathroom mirror off and take a good look at it. Agreed?
I saw some guys step it up, and I saw other guys that, hey, and anybody can play in the game, Jody. You know the games I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Where the guys are, it's a Thursday night or a Tuesday night, and the guys are out there, they're kind of going through the motion, playing friendly hockey. Yeah, it's still a hockey game, but tonight, Huntsville brought their playoff hockey game. And I think we saw, you go down the roster to a man, and we saw some guys that, hey, the bottom line, they should want to be a part of it.
Been 4 or 5 players for Birmingham really throw it all out on the ice, playing really tough hockey in the face of anybody who wants to get in their face. But 4 or 5 is not enough, is what I'm trying to say.
Right, that's 100%.
So with that said, Birmingham loses their second in a row after winning 5 in a row, this time falling 4-1 to the Huntsville Havoc. And as bad as this tastes, you got to get right back out there and do it again. You get knocked down, you got to get back up and be tougher than you were before you got knocked down. Birmingham looked better tonight, played a lot better tonight than they did last night, but it still wasn't enough to beat Huntsville.
Right.
All right, that'll do it. For Greg Dreveny, I'm Jody Chernesky. Final score here from the Pelham Civic Complex, Huntsville 4, Birmingham 1. Thanks for joining us.